dun 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 dun
Oh, hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Hey, Ben, how you doing?
I'm doing
Oh,
fantastic.
that's great. Me too.
Hashtag me too.
Hashtag me too.
I think you're using that incorrectly.
That's this thing. I do not think it means
What you think it means.
Welcome back to the Dude
Yes.
Cast.
Yeah.
For another fantastic smoky, drinky, dummy, fatty time with your three favorite dub fucks.
Yes. looking significantly more professional than the last time we were in this room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've surrounded ourselves in foam.
And plenty of it.
Let
Yes.
us know if you can hear the difference. I can hear the difference.
Can you hear the foam?
Guys, wait, listen to the foam.
Yeah, listen. Actually,
Take
it's
your
on-
phone away
Whoa,
from
shit, the dog just flipped out.
the... Yeah, he did.
Weird. Yeah, that was my phone.
Yeah.
Wait, let's hear it
Now
now.
let's listen to the foam.
Listen to the foam. You hear that foam?
Quiet, dog. We're listening to the foam.
What the fuck is wrong
Shut
with the
up,
animal?
dog. I don't know. Who knows? Someone's probably here. I refuse to acknowledge
You know what? It's probably up dog.
Yeah. I bet it is. I'm not going to do it.
Oh, okay.
No, hold
And
on.
if-
I'll do it. Chris, what is up, dog?
I said the thing.
I don't know.
You used early '90s Ebonics, and that's funny.
In the weirdest possible way, too. What is up, dog?
What is Kiss?
It's a rock band from the 70s.
How is Babby formed?
Am I pregnant?
Pregante.
Pregante.
Pregnant. So we are back for the 9th episode of our second season,
Yes.
which is the 40th episode overall, which is a little bit of a milestone, boys.
Kinda, I guess.
A little bit. We're coming up. We're basically a month and a half away, or
We're a month. We're a month
away.
Month and a couple days away. Month and a week.
Yeah, from like doing this for a whole year.
Yeah, it was. The release of the first episode was April 22nd.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Just a couple days after 420. Blaze it.
blaze it.
Fuck yeah, Hitler's birthday.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Hitler's birthday.
Yeah, it looks significantly more professional in here.
I
Man.
think it does too.
Think about what it looked like a year ago, sitting at the bar before there were even googly eyes on the old microphone.
Right.
Yeah, right. It's a totally different show in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it is actually.
And yet, in some ways,
It's still
the
the
farts are still the same.
They're still there,
No.
except now you can hear them in hi-fi stereo quality.
Crisp,
The farts,
high quality.
the farts are the same in a relative way,
Damp,
but you're older.
shorter of breath.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? Holy shit. But yet, dwelling aside, boys, we are, for all of our better,
Morty.
Morty.
for all of our better, surroundings and effects, and
Burps
for all
are a
that we-
trademark of Justin Roiland and Adult Swim. All rights reserved.
Please don't sue us. We are still, unfortunately, quite fucked.
Quite
I would
fucked.
say. I would say we're very fucked.
We are enormously fucked.
I would say we are fucked long and fucked hard.
Tasty.
Yeah. But of course, you know what? I don't even want to play the game. Just who wants to tell me? I don't want to do the psych out thing. Who feels the most fucked? And if so, please volunteer.
I'll tell you what. I feel the least fucked.
Oh, you don't
I
feel very fucked?
I don't feel very fucked at all. I had a pretty good week actually, believe it or not. I had two charity, I guess, things like fundraising events. One was for Christie's
right.
roller derby team.
That was something else. That was a great night.
It was a great night, and this more than anything is the reason that I'm not really fucked because
we got to talk about this.
at this fundraiser it was like a Chinese auction.
Yeah.
They were selling Chinese people.
It was like a Chinese auction. There was just like, I don't know, ramen all over the place or something. I don't know.
That's
It's Japanese.
It's like that scene in Gangs of New York with the prostitutes and the bird cages.
Yeah, right.
The guys are grabbing it. That's
Exactly.
That's the Chinese auction.
Yeah.
They're auctioning off American gerbs.
No, it was a Chinese auction, and the coveted basket, the one that was separate from the rest of the auction tickets.
Yes.
The one that you had to pay more money to get the tickets was the coveted blackout basket,
Yes.
featuring
Appropriately named.
featuring no less than 15 bottles of liquor.
Was it actually
Oh, so
15?
It was 15 bottles.
So it's
of
not
liquor.
like emergency supplies in the event of a large scale
Oh
blackout.
no, it was 15 bottles of liquor. And not only did I win that, I won a second Morty. I won a second basket that also contained a bottle of mezcal, which is like tequila but not tequila.
Yeah.
With the worm in it. It's got the worm in it.
Did you feel the hatred?
Oh, I did. I did.
Because there were two bottles, there were two baskets there that actually contained bottles of booze,
And I
you
won
won
them
both of them.
I won them both.
Isn't that weird?
Isn't that weird? I won them both.
Nobody knows what that
Nobody
is.
knows what that is, guys.
No,
They better know what that is.
I'm sorry. I'm signing. We're dead air.
Oh, by the way, this
the
is
3D
great. You
Joe.
should come on me and Christy's Sight Gags podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Which we're so going to start a podcast full of sight gags.
See what we what we're
be
going to
so
call
much
it?
fun to
See what we did there.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to call it See What We Did There, the podcast that's not that much fun to listen to.
That would be a great April Fool's episode.
It really would.
No, I won. Yeah, I won both baskets that contained liquor, and I had to carry them out to my car where people were shooting me dagger eyes, and
15 miles uphill in the snow.
then I had to take them in the house, which was fun because
Yeah.
they were very heavy.
Yeah,
It was a
right.
lot of alcohol. It was at least $250 worth of booze there.
Here's what I'm actually wondering is where in your apartment have you stashed all these bottles of
On
liquor?
the floor right now. On the floor in my room.
Yeah.
Just sitting there until I figure out what I'm going to do. I have to clean my closet.
You drink them for St. Patty's, obviously.
All of them. All of them.
All of it.
It's got what? I had a fifth of Jägermeister and then a smaller, car-sized bottle of Jägermeister.
Yeah, the travel size.
I got a bottle of Jack
Drunk
Daniels,
on the go.
Yeah.
bottle of Jameson, no less than 2 different flavors of Smirnoff. Smirnoff.
Yeah.
Gin, all sorts of shit, man.
It looked fantastic.
Yeah, well, and then the other one was that mezcal with I got margarita mix and daiquiri mix.
I love that it has a worm in it.
Yeah, the mezcal. Mezcal is not tequila, but it's close.
Okay.
But it is not tequila, and thus can't be mixed with either the daiquiri mix. Daiquiris take rum, actually. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's pretty good, man.
My favorite thing about that was that you were sitting next to me, and I heard you just going quietly, "Please say Chris Brady."
Yeah.
Please say Chris Brady. and then they did.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
No!
Chris Brady?
Oh! And then they did it again. Yeah.
Yes. That was super exciting.
Fucking bullshit. Yeah.
I remember I looked over and said, "How many tickets did you buy?" And he said 4.
4.
And I was like, "Yeah, I bought like 10."
Yeah, here's the thing. If I'm gonna be lucky, I'm gonna be lucky. Obviously,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
like all those people who went ape shit,
Yeah.
buying all those tickets for the thing that Barry Dingles did, where the Queen of Hearts game,
Oh,
where they
yeah.
took away all that
Yes.
money. People were spending like hundreds of dollars trying to win that.
People were coming from like cities away, like crazy distances.
Each week that they did that, when it started getting big, I spent $10
Yeah.
because it's like if I'm gonna be lucky, I'm gonna be lucky.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. That's I every once in a while, once in a like every 10 blue moons or so, I'll actually buy a scratch off lotto ticket.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get lucky.
Yeah.
You know,
It's only when I've got the money to blow and I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Why not?
I have yet
screw
to
it.
do the thing. I have yet to do it. And you guys remember the last time that the Ohio lottery got insanely big, like
Yeah.
a year and a half ago? How long ago was
About a
that
year.
was?
About a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And I remember everyone was buying a ticket,
Yeah.
even people who didn't buy it.
Yeah, it was over $1 billion.
Yeah, I went in a pool at work, And
Pulls
that was,
close.
yeah.
Yeah, but I have yet to do that thing where like the hype actually gets me and I buy the ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of these days, I feel like I'll probably do it.
Yeah. Well, why not? Can't hurt. Can't win if you don't play.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, no, I was pretty
That
excited
that
about
bottle
it.
bottle could have struck the lotto.
Yep.
But what happens when the lotto is a bottle? And not just one bottle, but 15,
15
of them.
bottles.
What do you
happens
say to that,
indeed-
Nas?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, fuck you, Nas.
Your response, please.
And your greatest rap album ever made.
My favorite thing about that night, by far, was Stan Dragowski.
Oh, yeah.
My dad made so many new friends that night. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Because, like, one thing I know about my dad, and it's played itself out a trillion times, every Stan Dragowski.
Yeah.
But, like,
He's a lovable guy, man.
he made so many friends.
Only Thursdays, only on ABC.
Yeah.
He actually, one of the Derby girls whose name I forget. No, her name in Derby is Sofonda Drama, which is a great name. She came up to Christy at one point in the night and said, I love your Stan.
Yeah.
I love it. And then basically said something like, I'm going to marry him. I'm going to marry him. And then walked away. Like,
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I think everybody at this table has dads who are very likable for three completely different reasons.
yeah,
You know that?
that's true.
Like everybody loves your dad, Ben. Everybody, I can't go anywhere in the Tri-County area without people stopping.
Yeah.
You know, to talk to my dad. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Stan Dragowski, Papa Drog.
Yeah, my dad is like
he's the man.
He's like the mascot of downtown Youngstown.
He's a good guy, man.
The
He's a good guy.
Trinity of dads.
Yeah, the Trinity of Death.
The Father, and the Holy Father.
Yep. Betcha my father is better than your father at Domino's. Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift wasn't as good as the first two.
Chris, sounds like you're not fucked at all.
Not at all,
and
actually.
That's perfectly
I had a
fine.
good week, so.
Ben, do you feel fucked?
Apart from some personal stuff, I don't really feel that fucked, honestly.
Aside from getting fucked the other day.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I don't really feel particularly fucked. Wait, what are you referencing?
I don't know. I was just saying that you got fucked.
Oh.
Like someone maybe fucked you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh.
You said some personal stuff.
Sure, why
That's
not?
what I
Yeah,
thought.
some personal stuff. Somebody
Yeah,
fucked me.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But like today, right now, at this very moment, I don't feel especially fucked. But if you had asked me this question 814 years ago, my answer would be very different.
Okay, you have my full undivided attention.
So I was trying to think of why we're fucked, and then I thought, like, you know, I don't feel particularly fucked. Like, I've got some stuff, but I'm gonna deal with it. But I'm sure people were fucked. If we had done this show in the year 1204 AD, it would have been, you know, we would have been fucked because of the Fourth Crusade. Do you guys know about the Fourth Crusade?
Yeah, I think we talked about this.
Did we talk about
briefly
So-
on this show?
So the Fourth Crusade, I first learned about this from John Green's World History Crash Course series on YouTube. But the Fourth Crusade, I recently remembered it existed, and it is, apart from all the people that died, it's hilarious. So
And even some of those deaths were probably kind of funny.
So, like, the Third Crusade is the one everyone remembers. You know, Richard the Lionheart versus Saladin.
Right.
You know, fighting over the Holy Land. It was a gigantic fucking military campaign. And
Captain Beefheart versus Salad Fingers. I know it well.
Ow, my head. Oh. So, anyway, the end result of that was that the Saracens held onto the Holy Land, and the Pope wasn't super stoked about that, so he decided to try it again with a Fourth Crusade. What ended up happening was the Crusaders, most of whom were from France. Only about a third of them showed up to their departure point in Venice, and the Venetians were like, "Well, I mean, we got this whole fleet." You know, where's the rest of your fucking guys? We gotta get paid for this fleet, and they could only come up with about a third of the money that they promised the Venetians.
This does sound familiar.
So the Venetians, like, instead of doing what they were originally going to do, they took him around to all these. They were supposed to get off in Egypt because marching all that fucking way around the Mediterranean was going to be a huge pain in the ass. So they decided let's just cut over the Mediterranean. We'll get the Italians to help us. So because they couldn't pay entirely, what they did was they paid as much as they could. At which point their money ran out in Constantinople. Which was not yet Istanbul.
I was gonna say.
So what ended up happening was they went up to the king of Constantinople and they were like, look, we really need money. We got to continue this crusade.
The Constantinople.
It's,
The King Stantinople.
and so he had them do a bunch of favors for them wasn't paying them, but it became a moot point anyway because he was assassinated and deposed. Not necessarily in that order, but
Bad luck.
The new guy didn't want to pay them at all, and so they're just stranded there in Constantinople, getting real fucking angry, and so they ended up sacking the city.
Yeah.
And going home. So the Fourth Crusade, I was looking at it online. It says they never came within 600 miles of their objective, which was of course Jerusalem.
Sacking the city and turning around is a really great fuck you, I quit.
You're right.
Yeah, they were pissed off because they no one would fund their fucking Jesus trip, their fucking Jesus road trip.
Yeah, Jesus World Tour.
Jesus World Tour. Yeah, so the new guy wouldn't pay them, so they killed him. They sacked the city and they went home. And the weakened Constantinople would later fall to the Turks.
Yeah, I feel like the moral here is pay your employees, or they will ruin your city.
Yeah. Why the fucking Vatican with its it was a major world and political power
Yeah.
back then. Why the fuck
Why cheap out?
why Innocent III couldn't pay for the fucking thing? I don't know.
More like negligent the third. You know what I'm talking about?
But yeah,
More
that's-
like negligee the third.
but yeah, like if we were
Hubba.
if we were Europeans in 1204, that would be why we're fucked.
I was gonna say, you so had me, and then I was just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go on this. Why we would have been, but are not, but could have been fucked. Okay, well, I'll throw you this one. I will tell you why I feel fucked today, and it's something that is increasingly common and is driving me nuts.
Jello pudding.
Jello pudding left out on the counter to become rancid.
Jello pudding.
And it's not the McDouble watch. I know it's there. I know the McDouble still isn't back. I'm going right past it. I'm not even going to talk.
Well, we said we were putting the McDouble watch on hold.
I want you to know, I thought about it.
This is not putting it on
I'm
hold.
letting it go. I'm not even going to talk about the failure of the 1, 2, 3 menu.
Doesn't sound like it.
No, here's what it is in 2018, here's the thing. We all read a lot of news on the internet. We all read a lot of things on the internet.
Everything is in the news today.
Yeah, like we all read a lot of things on the internet. And like just about everybody else, we've all abandoned traditional, sort of reading the newspaper is basically dead.
Which is sad because I like reading the newspaper.
Me too.
I really do. I love reading the New York Times.
Yeah. But
The
basically,
failing New York Times.
the failing New York Times, as we all call it now in the dystopian hell we live in.
That's okay. We only got like another year of this tops before we're all dead.
Yeah, we're gonna be burned to a crisp. By
all that
fall.
foam that you hung up on the walls, all for nothing because we're all gonna be dead by by season 3 of the Dude Cast. We're
Should
all
have hung
gone.
lead on the walls,
Yeah.
you idiot. Yeah, no. So the thing is, in 2018, because so many people already read everything online, and most of us are reading more, I think, than average. Morty, most of us are reading more than average. Online news outlets have figured out that we really need them. They've figured it out, and the way you can see this happening is every single major news outlet now has a read a few articles a month and then get locked out until
I
you
hate
pay
that.
for it.
Oh my
Fuck I
God.
unsubscribed from the New York Times Facebook page because I was tired of that shit.
Yes.
I'm over it.
I'm over it too. I mean, like I wanna support
Right.
the news.
And I'm someone who regularly buys their paper.
Yeah,
like
right.
when I go have breakfast, like and there's
Yeah.
a Times anywhere nearby. Usually it's at Barnes and Noble.
Right.
Like I'll go
Yeah.
get the Times and then go get breakfast.
I absolutely don't want them to stop existing.
Right.
But I'm really not willing to pay to read a quick article on what Kim Kardashian said.
Right.
Like I just don't. It's
don't
not.
care.
For the most part,
I
no.
think terrorism is bad.
make me watch a 30-second ad,
Sure.
and then let me read the article.
I will watch that.
I will
ad.
watch the ad.
Yeah,
to read the
I'll
article.
even click some ads.
Right.
I'll go somewhere. I'll do whatever it takes. I'm not going to pay for it.
No, I'm not. Well, and the thing is, like the online, like you can pay for the subscription, and it's like, dude, I'll just get the weekend paper subscription and have you deliver it to me because that ends up being cheaper than getting the online one.
Yeah.
That's like the New York Times. The most important part of the New York Times, the most important day is Saturday.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's the paper you want to read because that's got all the meat in it.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. That's your beefy boy.
Right.
It's your beefy boy paper.
That's your classic beef and cheddar.
But it drives me nuts. I keep finding this now. At first, it was just like the Wall Street Journal, maybe, or the Washington Post was doing it. And it just seems like everybody's doing it now. They figured out we need them, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Wag of the finger.
Because here's the thing. There's nothing you can do to make me click that buy now button. I'll just leave. I'll just go and read some other thing while
NPR.
I'm shitting.
I'm just saying, NPR.
Yeah.
Totally free.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah. Which, that kind of thing, is always in jeopardy when you have, people pulling the levers of power that don't like public media.
yeah.
I still maintain, I've talked about it before on the show, I still maintain that the worst thing that ever happened to the news media is that private
Fake news
money.
media, please.
Fake news.
Yeah.
Fake news.
Yeah.
Private money got pushed into it.
Yeah, right.
The news was at one time, before we were born, a long time ago, a public service. It was something that was provided to the people in unbiased, short, concise. And that's what I like.
The thing is, they were always owned. They always had somebody paying for them.
Sure.
It would be a very wealthy family in a given city would own the paper. And
Yeah.
I'm sure, considering how that works, there was always
Something.
editorial oversight. So maybe they would prefer that this story didn't get written and focus on this.
That kind of ownership was what led directly to the Spanish-American War.
Yeah.
When Hearst decided, because the sinking of that ship, the name of which escapes me, an American ship,
Right.
the
The USS Bubbly.
The Lusitania.
for
The USS Glug Glub Glub Glub.
The Titanic.
all evidence pointed to it being an accident, and for one reason or another, probably political or money oriented, Hearst was like, "Say the Spanish did it."
Yeah,
And they did, and war broke out.
Yeah, that's
War were declared.
that's the kind of thing that, for the most part, news sources did a pretty good job of avoiding doing that for a long time. The idea of journalistic integrity, and I think it
Yeah.
still exists.
And then the real life Charles Foster Kane came along,
Right. No,
started a fucking war.
No, that movie hasn't have anything to do with William Randolph Hearst.
Oh no, of course not.
Nothing to do with him at all.
No, why would you even imply
Not
such
modeled after his life in the least.
But yeah, no, I'm tired of seeing this, and my real thing, the real reason I'm fucked is I suffer because I'm not going to get the story I should probably
Right.
read, the thing I should probably know about that's of the public interest. Instead, I'm going to go back, I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and I'm going to read a Kotaku article about Fry from Futurama instead.
But can't you How does it know? Can't you like clear your cookies or do an incognito window to read that article?
You probably could, but the way I get my news, and I don't know if everyone gets it the same way, I have my Google Now feed. It's easy. I swipe on my screen. I'm looking at a list of the news that it thinks I want.
Now it goes by
it's
what
usually
email
right.
address is logged in on your so.
Sure.
It used to just be which device you were using, so you could like read your 5 articles on your phone and then go to the computer and have
Right.
another 5. Now it goes by your email address. So if you're like me and you use Chrome,
Yep. It knows what Chrome account you're signed into.
yes,
Oh, well, again, couldn't an incognito window just
no,
bypass that?
you're still on.
Incognito is a lie.
Yeah.
Incognito is mostly a lie. They still know
What
that
a-
you're a person.
What about using a different browser like Microsoft Edge
I never tried that.
Or,
Incognito.
Microsoft.
Here's the thing about
Netscape Navigator?
Here's the thing about incognito mode. All incognito mode does is make it so you don't have to manually erase the porn sites you visited.
Right. Right.
Yeah, like all you're really doing is no longer logging your own visits to places. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like, Pornhub or, for example,
or more
RedTube.
other porn.
Yeah. Motherless or,
No, please.
No,
go
I
on.
can keep going.
Dwarfs bracing themselves in doorframes.com.
All right.
All right.
Dirty deeds done with sheep.com.
But yeah, no, it's they still know, the news sites know who you are. Probably not what porn you watch, but just about everything else.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's impossible to escape it.
Oh.
So fuck those guys, I guess. And I'm never going to find myself paying for it. So I guess I'm just not going to get the news.
Yeah.
What a
You know
shame.
what? You're not missing anything. I'm so
but-
fucking tired of watching the
But
news.
Facebook is free and full of reliable information.
Oh, that's
Right.
another thing. I'm avoiding them, and they know it. So
Yeah.
I'm getting notifications like crazy on my phone going, "Oh, so and so changed their profile photo. Please come back."
That's exactly
That's
exactly
exactly
what
what
what it does for me. I uninstalled my Facebook app.
yeah,
I think the last thing I posted was those po' boys that me and Aubrey made.
yeah.
But yeah,
No,
it's,
if
I'm
McDonald's
just
is
a
in
po' boy. Nobody loves me.
if McDonald's is in a downward trend, Facebook is freaking out.
Yeah.
They're like on the edge of a cliff.
Yeah, because millennials are getting fed up with that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Getting fed up with that shit.
Well, the biggest, not, I don't know if it's a mistake, but the thing that they did that is hurting them now is they let all of their parents in, all of our parents and our parents' friends and grandparents.
Yeah.
They let us all together in one room.
Not cool anymore.
No, it's like when you were 18 and you have a party, you got people over. You don't all want to hang out with the parents. You don't all want to,
Yeah.
because like it's just weird.
You know what? I just thought of why I'm fucked.
Why are you fucked,
I
Chris?
just thought of why I'm fucked. I just remembered. People don't know. I think I might have talked about this before. People don't know how to have a rational argument on the internet anymore.
I think we actually might have talked
I
about
think we
this.
did. I had
did,
one with
yeah.
a coworker of mine on Facebook.
Oh no.
And usually I'm trying to be the nice guy and like I'm either just ignoring it completely or I'm like, I don't know if that's right, man. But I called him out. I was like, no, that's wrong. I don't know. Like I'm not even gonna get into the thing.
specifics? You don't want to get into the specifics?
It was about like the kid at Fitch who got caught with a box cutter in his
I feel
pocket.
so bad for that fucking
Yeah,
kid.
right. And he was like, "Well, you did have a knife on his person," and I'm like,
I brought box cutters
brought
to school.
box cutters to school.
Because I worked in a grocery store. I needed to have
right.
it. Yes.
Well, and he's like, "Well, you saying you have a problem? You're saying it's okay that kids bring box cutters to school?" And I said, "Yeah, that's fine,
Right.
because most people
how
aren't
many people
doing
is he,
that."
how many people is he going to mow down with a box
Right,
cutter?
or
by the
what
way?
are we going to be fucking afraid of our kids now? Like,
Yes.
yes, exactly.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. That's
Yeah.
where. So, and it was just like I just wrote something on there that was like, well, I can see that this is going absolutely nowhere, so I'm out. And then I just unfollowed the notifications. And
Have fun living your weird, unsympathetic grouch life.
Right, exactly. And then I guess the argument continued after I left, which I didn't even bother to go back and look because I don't fucking care.
Yeah, it's over.
It's
For you-
over.
for you.
And actually, I think Jen was in that thread and kept going. You know what I mean? Our friend Jen.
Waltman?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she posted a status later on that night, so this argument must have been happening. like long after I was like, well, you know what? I'm not going to waste my breath because this isn't going anywhere.
Right.
And, I commented. She's like, I can't remember what she said. Something along the lines of, people just with their. It's annoying to watch people do that, and then when somebody calls them out and then has had enough of their shit and leaves, like sit on their pedestal and be like, "Oh, I'm right. Look how right I am."
It sure is
And I was
nice
like-
to feel right.
And I said, "Hey, that happened to me today."
But that's the thing. People. That's the problem. Is people don't debate because they want things to change for the better.
They don't want an exchange of ideas. They want to prove
right.
that they're already right.
Yeah, they want to be right. They don't want to improve the world or consider these ideas in action. It's when they're
Listen to my ideas that are mean.
Yeah.
Is what it is. And here's the thing, like I see a lot of stuff that's like, well, you got to go high, you got to take the high road, you got to try and talk to these people. It's like, no, I don't.
You can't talk to someone who doesn't want to listen.
Exactly. Like that's the solution that it's usually like people like liberals were like, well, that's the solution. You have to try and get past that and talk to them rationally. And it's like, yeah, you know what? But I don't want to do that because 90% of the time that's not going to work. You're not going to get through to somebody with a different opinion, especially in this age. Maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But like in this age, I don't see that happening, and I'm not going to waste the effort trying.
You know what? Too, I think there's a certain percentage of the population too that like just advocates for things that are so opposed to just basic common sense because they think being contrarian makes them cool.
Yeah.
You know?
True. It's true.
Like,
Yeah.
really, like.
I think you're
You know,
right.
I'm smarter than everyone else because I have an opinion that isn't like everyone else's. Right. Well, there's a reason why conventional wisdom is conventional wisdom.
Right.
If a lot of people believe a thing, it's not just hive mind. It's not just groupthink. It might actually be a good fucking idea.
Evolution, great example.
I think I told you once.
Evolution.
There was a woman that I was talking to at my aunt's that's like a family friend. This is like 2 years ago. A family friend, right? She's been around a long time. And she's someone I don't generally agree with. And I guess, honestly speaking, don't generally like. But we were having a discussion about something. And I think I asked her, have you ever found yourself in a situation where you were willing to admit you were wrong? And she said no.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
And I said, and afterwards, I didn't say it to her at that point, but later I found myself going, that means you've never learned anything.
Right.
That means you've never actually you to learn you have to admit you're wrong. Like you have
Right.
to have had an idea.
Yeah.
Have that idea replaced with a new one. What a shame for people that can never admit they've been wrong, made a mistake, etc. Like what a shame.
I'll give you a personal example in my life.
This is really bubbling over, by the way. This is the real why we're fucked.
Yeah, this is really it. Sorry. Well, it took a while, but
No, I'm glad we're talking about it.
I'll give you a good example in my life. I used to be one of those people who bought into the GMO bullshit.
Yeah.
The you got to have organic. What are they putting in our food?
Yeah.
I did an extensive dive into the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And it turns out GMOs are good, man.
Yeah.
Virtually everything we eat is a GMO by default.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
It's really easy to scare people about anything if you give it a scary enough name and acronym.
When people, I think really there are a lot of people who when they hear genetically modified organism, they think like it's gonna start sprouting tentacles and shit, and that's not at all what that means.
They think it starts in beakers.
Yeah,
Like it's just like a sinister guy with beakers and microscopes.
yeah.
Right.
I hate all things human and real and beautiful.
Right.
I'm going to make an artificial banana.
My children will only eat science. It's like realistically what it is sometimes it's some really advanced sort of genetic work on food, but most of the time it's
Selective breeding.
Selective breeding, right.
But selective breeding doesn't sound as well.
Terrifying.
I mean, it sounds terrifying when you apply it to like humans.
yeah, like the people.
Yeah, because then it just sounds like eugenics. But,
Yeah, right.
But fruit eugenics doesn't sound
No,
like
Fruitgenics.
Here's the thing: if the world went
new from the Coca-Cola company.
if the world went all
A new
organic,
overpriced fruit drink that's actually terrible for you.
Shut up, drink it. Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. No, if the world went all organic, we'd like half of the world population would be in crisis.
It's only in a country as rich as ours with as much surplus food as ours that people turn their nose up at the idea of something modified to not die in the field.
And even like when I was younger, I remember like the vaccination argument before I did any research on anything when they were like, well, vaccines cause autism. I was thinking like, well, I think I have autism and I also think I don't want the mumps.
Right. Exactly.
So,
right.
know.
There's a certain kind of, I don't know. There's a certain kind of the trade-offs we make in the way of trying to make our world better. We do uncertain things, and sometimes those things can be made to sound scary, and sometimes those things actually are scary, but we're in the interest of trying to make a better world.
Right.
You
do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes science, goes in weird, scary new directions to keep people from, mass dying.
I think too, it's the desire to have a cause to be behind.
Sure.
Because like with like let's take GMOs as an example. The idea behind the anti-GMO argument, like at its most basic, is sound, which is we need to pay attention to what we put in our bodies. Sure. That is true.
Yeah.
If you look around though and you see a shitload of articles saying, yeah, there's nothing wrong with GMOs, you can be like, oh, well, I can put that concern to bed.
Yeah.
But there are people who are like, no, that must be wrong.
Conspiracy, right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just starting with there's a difference between skepticism and outright denial.
Uh-huh.
There's a difference between wanting to be skeptical about things that we don't know that much about versus abject, freak out at the very idea.
Skepticism should ideally mean that if you find out that like conventional wisdom actually is the right thing, like the conventional wisdom that apples aren't going to sprout tentacles and make you die of cancer, If you look around and you find that that's the answer, then that's the answer.
Yeah.
You shouldn't continue to be skeptical of shit that you have been told is
right.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I do.
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately, the alternative is ordinary folk in ordinary towns across America are reading articles that convince them that tomatoes turn their son gay.
Right.
So because they read it, it must be true.
Yeah. Being skeptical doesn't mean believing in crazy shit and seeing malice where there is none.
Well, like what did it for me is I saw all these nutritionists and scientists kind of like reverse their opinions.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of these guys,
Bill Nye included.
yeah, where a lot of these guys were super anti-GMO, and then like a couple years passed, and then the research came through, and they're like, okay,
Right.
this is actually something that we need,
Yeah.
and we do.
It's a force for human good.
It is.
People
It's a good
starve
thing.
a
Yeah.
lot around the world.
But then again, a lot of people aren't interested in doing what's best or what's correct. People
Sure.
are interested in being right.
Correct.
So obviously those scientists were paid off by Monsanto.
ding, ding, ding.
Exactly.
That's it. People just want to be right. They want to have the secret knowledge no one else knows about.
Right.
And they will not be persuaded by mass amounts of evidence
That
or
is
consensus.
that is called confirmation bias, and if no evidence exists to elicit that confirmation bias, people can and will make shit up
Yeah, right.
to have that bias,
Yeah,
to
the-
experience that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise cognitive dissonance sets in and it's unpleasant for us as thinking beings
Yeah.
when our beliefs disagree with reality.
Well, it's okay to be wrong.
It is, but I think especially in America, I don't know how it is in other countries, but I feel like here in the States, American culture, there's a very kind of stand your ground kind of attitude where
Yeah.
if you back down, it's a sign of weakness.
We won't back down.
I won't back. Hey, baby. It's okay to eat that banana.
That's why that line in Big Yellow Taxi pisses me off so much. Farmer, farmer, put away your DDT.
Yeah.
I don't care about spots on my apples. Leave me the birds and the bees. Shut the fuck up,
Yes, you
Adam.
do.
Those things
should
save
care about
billions
both.
of lives.
You should care about both.
Yeah. Fuck you, Joni Mitchell.
We've eliminated starvation in so many parts of the world because of pesticides. You fuck.
Yeah, right.
But then the end of the song comes around, and he's just mad that his girlfriend left for the city and abandoned him, and he's just venting.
And on that note, we've thoroughly discussed why we're fucked. So why don't we take a little bit of a break here, and we will come back with the main segment for this episode.
Yes.
All right.
Smoking and drinking.
Smoking and drinking.
Smokey and Robinson.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Nice, nice. All right.
Chico and the Man.
Be right back.
Bye.
Hey guys, you've been listening to and enjoying the Three Dude Cast.
We hope you've been enjoying it anyway, but if you have, mash that like button.
Yeah, smash that fucking like button.
It looks like a heart on SoundCloud, I think.
I
Yeah,
think
something
so.
like that.
And if you really want to hear more of our stuff,
You can subscribe to us,
Yeah, or rate and review us on iTunes and Google Play.
and we're everywhere. SoundCloud, everywhere.
we're
Yeah.
always with you.
Always.
We're recording.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Right. I like the element of surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the element of knowing what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, well, too
Dave.
fucking bad.
Well, then you man the computer.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yup.
Nope.
So we're back.
No.
We're not?
No.
Okay. What are we
I don't know.
doing?
No, we're back. We're
Oh,
back.
okay, we're back then.
No, we're not back.
Oh.
We're front.
But I thought you.
No, we're back.
Oh, okay, good, thank God,
Yeah.
because I was afraid we weren't back.
Yeah, we're back.
Oh, okay, we're back.
No, we're not back. Every time you say we're back, I'm just going to contradict what you say.
We're back.
We're not.
We are.
We're not.
We so are.
We so aren't.
And as we start,
What did I just say about being contrarian?
as we start off all the episodes that I am hosting, I would like to pose to you guys a would you rather.
We don't start your episodes that way. I'm sorry.
And we never
I'm
did.
sorry. All right, go on.
Yeah.
Never.
So, gentlemen,
Yeah.
I leave it to you to answer the question: would you rather
Yeah.
A, be able to constantly see 60 seconds into the future at all times, but you speak like George from Of Mice and Men? So you have that whole, or no, Lenny. You speak like Lenny. I got it
Lenny,
backwards because
yeah.
he says George.
I say
So you
George. I would.
Yeah,
that-
yeah. I don't know what George sounds like. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, my name is George.
Yeah, I'm George.
Yeah.
I'm a real fucking asshole.
You remember me?
I'm just
Remember,
passing through.
my name's George. Remember me from The Grapes of Wrath? Different Steinbeck.
You speak like Lenny, I should have said.
Speak like George. You speak like Squiggy from
You speak like Squidward.
Laverne and Shirley.
Squiggy.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on? It's me.
Constantly
Oh,
greasing your hair.
I'm Squidward.
No, you speak like Lenny from Of Mice and Men. So you
Lenny
got that
Bruce.
that dopey guy thing going on.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Lenny Bruce was not dopey.
Lenny Bruce was not dopey.
Lenny Bruce was a pioneer.
He was a smooth talking, smart son of a gun.
Yeah. He was.
Dirty too.
Dirty. Dirty as
Still
So
bloody dirty.
I can see 60 seconds into the future all the time. Can
All
I?
the time.
Okay.
Yeah, let's say, let me give you the second option
let's give
here,
it.
and then we'll get down to the nitty gritty. Or the second one, you could be a rock star, a legit awesome rock star. You got the whole life, but every single show you play begins with a pointed, at length Holocaust denial. You have to start every show denying the Holocaust ever happened for like 5+ minutes. Like,
Oh,
you really have
man.
to. You really have to get into like they never really found enough bodies to justify the 6 million count. Like you have to do that kind of thing for at least 5 minutes.
Oh.
Gentlemen, what'll it be?
So is the band any good?
The band's great.
Okay.
It's super cool.
like platinum, like mainstream selling.
Yeah, you guys are big.
Okay.
You're like a legit rock star. You're like picture like you're living like the Motorhead dream, where like even if you're not the most selling in the world, you have the best, biggest rock star life.
Okay.
Seeing 60 seconds of the future, do I have my normal sight still?
Yeah, right. Yes. So basically,
I know what's going to happen 60 seconds in advance.
exactly.
At all times.
Exactly. You have a full awareness. Think of it as you can see that whole 60 seconds at all times. Like you have a fuller, broader awareness than is possible
right
now to you.
Okay. See, like my first thought would be like crime fighting. Like if I know, the criminal scum I'm fighting, what they're gonna do next, what move they're gonna make.
Yes,
You know,
everything.
I can win any fight I ever be in, but then I can't sound badass because you'd be like, you got
him up, boys.
you fellas are going to jail.
Right.
Well, all right. Let's break out this paradox here, because if I know, you just said no. Does that mean I can?
of my fucking city.
Can I change? Can I actually change things?
You can. No, you can. So the thing is, as you act on the present, it adjusts the future accordingly. So you're sort
Gotcha.
of whatever you're doing now is helping to shape the future.
Ooh, that sounds like it would make my brain hurt.
No. Assume your brain can handle this just fine. So for some
Yeah.
reason, you're super capable of doing this.
Just you can perceive the fourth dimension up to
Right.
60 seconds.
But
in the
again,
future.
no matter who you're talking to, under what circumstances, you sound like Lenny.
Okay,
They
so
don't take you that seriously, maybe.
so I can actually Dr. Manhattan it, or
Yeah.
like what the Griffin from Men in Black 3. Where
Oh, yeah.
where
Yeah.
you're aware of what timeline you're in.
Right, but you're only 60 seconds into your future. Nothing parallel.
Okay.
Only just what's happening,
Your
going to
immediate
happen,
future.
and adjusting accordingly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm thinking about in Slaughterhouse 5. The what were the race of aliens? Oh, do you remember one of
Yeah, the Tralfamadorians.
Yes, that's it.
I
Yeah.
cannot believe it.
I can't believe it. Where did you fucking pull that
have
out?
no
Because
idea.
I was blanking.
They look like plungers. They look like
Right.
plumbers' friends. he says.
The Jawas.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Oh fuck.
This is, I think, an especially tricky one because neither of them is really any good.
Yeah. Oh, this is hard. Yeah, neither of them's good. So okay, going back to the band,
Yeah.
can I? When I'm pressed on it, like in interviews, do I have to maintain that position, or can I just be like, no, it's part of the act?
No, you definitely, anytime you're queried publicly, you have to maintain it's serious.
I can't do it with a nod and a wink.
You don't have to. No, you can't do it with another.
You can't. You can.
If you do like a quick interview, if you have like a 5-minute red carpet interview, you still have to. Your first 10 seconds of the interview, you got to be like, "Yeah, hi, it's really great to be here. The Holocaust never happened."
Okay. So I can't. I was gonna say I can't do it with a nod and a wink, but
No.
you can't really do a nod and a wink when we're talking about the Holocaust.
No, you've got to maintain it. And anytime anyone asks, "Are you serious?" the answer is yes.
God damn it.
Again, rock star life.
I'm going with the 60 seconds, man.
You think so?
I think having the Lenny voice is a bit more favorable to me than having to deny the Holocaust all the time.
I can understand that position.
I think I gotta go with that too. I just
Yeah.
as much as I want to be a rock star, my ego doesn't outweigh my common sense.
Yeah, right. That's the thing is you'd be living a lie you know you're living.
Yeah.
You would not, you don't believe it, but you have to say it.
And I'm still selling records, no matter what horrible hate speech I'm spewing. There's no, I never can go back on my, never.
Never. There's no opportunities for you to not deny the Holocaust.
Man. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go with the 60 seconds into the future. Can I turn that off?
No.
Shit.
It's part of your perception. So you definitely know when bad things are going to happen, good things, all that, but it's constantly part of your awareness. It doesn't feel taxing, though, to you. It's really easy.
Okay.
It's like super easy for you to just like the way you can observe an instant now, every ongoing instant.
Right.
You just see a stretched version of that thing and it's fine. It doesn't bother you. It's not hard to do. But you sound like Lenny.
All right, George. Yeah. Or rabbits.
Yeah. Now, the thing that got me thinking on this one, I thought, okay, well, it'd be cool. Like, I could maybe maybe I could be like a Wall Street trader, like a short stock trader, maybe make a bunch of money or whatever.
Yeah.
But you still gotta pick up that phone and do the buy. No, you still gotta
Pork bellies.
Yeah.
No, I like money.
So here's the thing: do I talk like that, or do I have that IQ?
You talk like that.
I just talk like that.
You talk like
Yeah.
that.
I'm not stupid.
No, you're not stupid. You
But
have
when
all
I-
your faculties, but
When I go to vocalize it, it just comes out like that.
you're gonna sound stupid,
Okay,
no matter what.
but I'm all there upstairs.
Right. Now, that's the thing is, like, people who know you and have been around you a while know, okay, he just sounds that way. But basically, every new interaction, people don't take you seriously. You'd have to prove it to them somehow.
Can I just write smart things down, or do they come out written stupid?
Yeah, they come out written stupid.
Oh man,
Yeah, like the
I
thing is, it's gotta be consistent.
I can't imagine myself ever denying the Holocaust in any situation.
Yeah.
Because why would you?
Yeah, right.
Listen, I've seen Schindler's List. I know.
So I know it's real.
I know it's real.
Yeah.
I know Steven Spielberg wouldn't lie to me.
Yeah, right.
Just like I know there's actually a Jurassic Park.
Sure. Yeah.
Magic face melting god box.
Yes.
So it sounds like you boys are going with the 60 seconds into the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
What would you go with?
I got to tell you, I think we have a unanimous table.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do the, hey, it's really great to be here in Houston. Have you guys ever seen a concentration camp? They don't really exist. I couldn't do
God.
it. I couldn't do it.
Heil Hitler.
Yeah, right. Anyways, it's been great to be here. Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler. Anyway, here's Walk This Way.
And
Choose.
no, I think we're unanimous. I couldn't do it either. I couldn't
Well,
do it
choose
either.
online because it never would happen.
Oh, I should have. That should have been what I did. You have to open with your world famous song about how the Holocaust never happened.
Oh, God.
I should have said that. Didn't think that hard.
World famous.
World famous Billboard top number 10
Yep.
hit.
As performed by Chris Brady and presumably Johnny Rebel.
A guitar virtuoso, a real artisan of his craft, will undoubtedly go down in history as one of the greats, but weirdly denies the Holocaust every chance he gets.
Yeah, like fastidiously every single time. Hey, Entertainment Weekly, it's really nice to talk to you guys. Do you know that
That's the hate equivalent of saying I'd like to talk to you about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
yeah. Yeah, weirdly. I think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lenny.
Same.
Yeah.
I think we have a unanimous
All
decision.
right.
Thank God we put that one down.
Yeah, thank God.
So let's just move on to our main topic here. This is a thing that I don't know that we've ever really talked about in specific, but I think about it all the time. And I want to talk.
Sex.
I want to talk to you guys about boners. Aren't they weird?
They're all like floppy, but they're not.
So yeah, they're like jiggly, but
Yeah,
rigid.
right. It's like you ever just
Yeah, what's it like, Chris?
nothing. Never. You know what? I was gonna do something really stupid and personal, but I'm not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there.
So what I wanted to talk about is the fact that undeniably nature is fucking rad. Nature is so cool.
It's also terrifying.
It's terrifying. It's ridiculous. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's full of like animals do the craziest and coolest things. You know, like weather patterns and everything. Like just nature around us is bizarre.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about nature. What is the coolest shit in nature? You know, stuff that just kind of like fascinates you,
Yeah.
or that's really weird.
The
Or-
pistol shrimp closes its claws with enough force to create light.
Yes.
In a phenomenon where the sound it makes is so intense and so sudden that it generates light, and that phenomenon is called sonoluminescence.
Yeah. Incidentally, so does the mantis shrimp.
Yeah, that's the one I was
Yeah.
thinking of
Yeah.
when you said that.
It actually creates energy.
Yeah, we watched a bunch of Z Frank videos the other night.
Yeah.
And the mantis shrimp has he has a true facts about the mantis shrimp, and
Right.
it's a very similar thing where when it whaps stuff, it hits it so fast that it creates a vacuum where it punched.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, which is like ridiculous.
Well, they said it's the hardest blow in the natural world.
You know what I'm talking
Know what I'm
about?
talking about? Yeah. No, it's the hardest. It's the hardest hit in the natural world. Able to clack a clamshell.
Able to clock a clock.
Able to clack that clam right in its clit.
You gotta clack that clam clit.
Ooh, imagine getting punched in the clitoris by a mantis shrimp.
Yeah.
Ow.
Ooh.
Yeah, sorry, ladies.
Wow. Ooh, that's.
I don't even have a vagina. That just made my vagina curl
Oh,
up.
I know, right?
Die.
That gives a whole new meaning to the term bean flicking.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Ow!
the mantis shrimp is just one of like a zillion bizarre, amazing, incredible things that happen.
Yeah.
in
The
nature.
mantis shrimp, incidentally, has what? It's 14 cones in its eyes.
Yeah.
Which we don't know why.
We have 3.
We have 3. Yeah, humans
We
have,
three
3
sets.
but it's assumed, we can determine from this as an educated guess, that the mantis shrimp can see several thousand more colors than we can see.
Yeah.
And it can even see ultraviolet light,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
So in other words, of the light spectrum, of the small part of the light spectrum that's visible light, the mantis shrimps is like way out
there.
like
Yeah.
like getting into like infrared and,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
ultraviolet.
Which kind of makes sense when you consider just like ocean life generally. You could figure most
Sure.
ocean life it lives in, with much less light to begin with.
Yeah.
Right.
So like being really sensitive to a lot of different kinds of light really helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just insane to me.
Yeah.
They're just and I want one. As much as I don't want to put something in a cage,
Yeah.
I really want one.
It's funny you say that because just the other day I didn't encounter a mantis shrimp, but I went to Handyman around the corner, right? And when I went there, they had over in the one end of the store, they had this big fish tank set up. And I stopped. I was like shopping for the hooks and grommets that I put in here. I stopped for a solid 5 minutes and just stared at this fish tank.
Yeah.
They're cool, man. Fish are
There,
cool.
Yeah.
It was then that you noticed, right? The weird lumpy man in a trench coat standing there. It turns out he was just like 1,000 mantis shrimp just stacked on top of each other, pretending
Hello,
to be
sir.
a man.
Do you know where to find the drywall screws?
Also, I would like a pack of plankton.
Not for me, for someone else, please. Do you have delicious plankton?
I mean, do you have normal plankton that isn't for me?
It speaks by like having like a few mantis shrimp just vibrate really fast.
Also, I left my wallet at home. Could you spot me, please? I definitely have a wallet.
My human wallet.
With my human identification and my human driver's license.
I bet your mantis shrimp would be really good at a bar fight underwater.
Oh man, picture that
Yeah.
scene. A weird mantis shrimp bar.
Yeah.
The mantis shrimp bar is I bet it's really lovely, but too much atmosphere.
Yeah. Well, and they,
The mantis bartender can't get his claw in the glass to clean it. It just goes like tink, tink, tink.
just gets mad and breaks it.
It just punches it into a trillion pieces. Moves on.
Well, that's the thing. Like mantis shrimp, people who have them as pets, like you have to be careful because that thing will break the tank.
Yeah,
like it
sure.
will shatter the tank
Yeah.
and then escape into your living room with a butter knife and cut your throat while you're sleeping.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They'll assassinate you in the middle of
Because they're
your sleep.
fucking terrifying.
They're crazy.
They're fucking terrifying. I just want to feed one. That's all. I just want to feed it.
Yeah.
I just want to drop a poor unsuspecting hermit crab into its tank and then watch it get ripped out of its shell and then decimated.
Jesus
just,
Christ.
just eviscerated and little pieces of crab meat floating up in the water. I'm sorry.
That's pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah, no, it's if there was a YouTube a guy on YouTube who used to do a thing called Crustacean Wars, where he had a mantis shrimp as a pet in a gigantic tank,
Yeah.
just for this mantis shrimp, with like enough dirt that it could burrow into a little sea cave.
Yeah.
and he would just like
Pit it against other
right.
ocean
Well, and that's the
life.
thing when you're supposed to when you feed them, they see, like you're supposed to feed them live food because they, you know what I mean? Like it's necessary for them. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's also weird that anything other than us eats dead things.
Right. Yeah. Right.
You know, like we eat stuff that's already dead and delivered to us. Most of the rest of nature, a few things aside, will kill and eat something.
Right.
Yeah. So here's something I learned the other day, courtesy of Today I Learned on Reddit.
Nice.
Which was that we didn't know for sure that birds migrated until the mid-19th century. And that only happened because a regional bird, I think it was like a stork.
Okay.
It was some kind of larger bird, but it appeared in spring. It was indigenous to the area, but it appeared in I think Germany.
Okay.
With a spear from Central Africa lodged in its body. This poor fucking thing had flown all the way back from Central Africa with this fucking spear in it, and it confirmed that yes, birds do move with the seasons.
You want to talk about how metal nature is?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if someone threw a spear through you and then you just go, fuck it, I'm gonna keep walking, and then end up continents away? Like, how sick
Yeah.
is that?
Oh man.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. Damn nature, you scary.
Yeah, there's a whole subreddit dedicated to this particular thing. It's
Just
like a
cool things
nature
in
is
nature.
metal thing.
Yeah. No, they I've been watching a lot of Blue Planet 2
Blue Planet 2.
with David Attenborough.
Yes.
But just the crazy things that they've captured on film that we still don't know about.
Yeah.
They put on film for the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That we can show now.
That's what the coolest thing is about those series is they regularly go, okay, this is the first time anyone's seeing this anywhere.
Ever. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was one, it was this octopus and it was against a shark. And the octopus was like hiding from this shark, and then eventually it just covered itself in a bunch of shells, put its suckers out, and then retracted and made itself look like a rock. And then the shark could smell it, but it can't see it because it's just disguised as a rock. So the shark's poking around at it with its nose because it smells that something's in there.
Yeah, it knows something's up.
Right. And then all at once the thing pushes all these shells off of him and just swims away, and the shark's like, what the fuck? Just what happened? Right. And he gets that's the coolest fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
The fact that octopi have
Octopi.
personalities, they filmed that show.
Yeah,
and
they're smart. Man.
they're smart. They're super smart, and they have their own personalities.
Yeah.
And the fact that these guys filmed this show over the course of several years, they filmed several different octopi.
Yeah.
And he said they all you observe them, and some of them are very shy, and some of them are really curious, and they're okay to come out, and you know what I mean. They'll make friends with the camera crew. And the one in particular, in one of the episodes, they did a making of the episode after every one when they aired on BBC, and they said, yeah, this octopus was super chill and would actually perform for the camera, was acutely aware of the fact that it had an audience.
Yeah,
and
I'm back. You guys are back. I'm going to do my dance.
yeah, and it would do stuff for the camera, which is fucking absurd.
That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that eel? Did we talk about that eel together?
The eel?
There's an eel. I don't know who the hell.
Sitting alone in the den, watching the eel.
I don't know. I don't think we talked about this. I don't know who's been filming this. I don't know what her name is. This woman's been visiting this same eel.
Yeah, you
over
showed me
and
this
over
video.
again. I don't know who put it on. I don't think it was me.
Dean Ween. I'm sorry.
But apparently there's this woman that's been documenting this eel over the years, and every time she comes back to it, it acts like a fucking kitten. It will come out, it'll recognize her, it'll wrap around her and snuggle her, it'll put its face against her face and stuff.
So weird.
Yeah, it's that's gotta be the least adorable animal I can think of.
Yeah.
They are
creepy-ass-
gross.
Yeah, they're scary
They're
fucking things.
gross.
But they act like house pets.
Yeah.
It's crazy that even things that are not even close to domesticated, not just not domesticated, don't even live in the same kind of air as us. You know?
Well, eels are one of those things that have it's the eyes. You can tell, and that's how I when I put the I don't the my nope list of animals that I don't want to fuck with.
Yeah, right.
It's like hippos, bears, elephant seals. Have you ever seen an elephant seal?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, first of all, they weigh twice as much as your car.
Okay.
And second of all, they have these big like horker trunks, Morty, and they battle with tusks, like these big teeth. And
God.
and like when they, I'll have to put up a YouTube video and show you guys. But when they like sling their heads back and whip them into each other, and then bite when they come up. And like there's a scene, the final main episode of Blue Planet 2 shows a fight between these two things.
Yeah.
And there's like one digs its teeth into its neck and then pulls its head back, and like this blood flies everywhere. And it's like
Sick.
And then they have the shot of them both up on their haunches going, and they like roar at each other. And the look in both of these things' eyes awakens this sense of primal terror in my brain. There's like this part of my brain that's long forgotten.
Yeah.
Where this like primal fear just emerges when I see these two things battle.
Your animal brain goes, I've seen this before.
Abso-fucking-lutely not. I don't want anything to do. And they're fast.
Yeah.
These little fucking things can wiggle at like 30 miles an hour, which is faster than me.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't think I could get myself up to 30 miles an hour.
No, and it's huge.
No, the world record, right, is like 32 miles an hour. That's
Yeah.
Usain Bolt. He's the fastest human being the fastest recorded human being ever.
You know what's funny?
And he runs at 32 miles an hour.
You said that, and then I was already picturing a car going 30 miles an hour down my street, and then I pictured Usain Bolt running down my street. Like, just, hey, how's it going?
Usain Bolt as that little imaginary person that runs alongside the car on long road trips.
Yeah.
Interestingly though, when it came to having to hunt, early man didn't rely on speed. We relied on endurance. Four legs is better at moving quickly across short distances, but two legs is better at conserving energy and moving across much longer distances.
Yeah.
And so we would run an animal down to exhaustion before finally killing it.
Right.
That's interesting.
It's terrifying. Like, imagine being that fucking animal and you're like
how's he still doing it?
He's like humans were like real, horror movie villains, like just when you think you've outran him, he's like right there. Yeah, the persistence hunt, anthropologists call it, or the
Interesting.
The endurance hunt. So like, we sweat to cool ourselves. We can use tools. Two legs is better for saving energy across long distances.
Yeah.
And that was how early man hunted back in the day.
Can you imagine
Makes sense.
being an early human and hunting a mammoth?
No.
I mean,
Get the guys together and go out and circle a mammoth.
yeah, something
right.
with a name like a mammoth.
I'll tell you what, I can't imagine looking at a mammoth and going, I want to eat that.
Yeah, right. Larger than this room that we're currently in.
Yeah.
A mammoth, or as early man called him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting fact. There were mammoths on Earth at the same time the pyramids were being built. There were still extant mammoths.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, not many, but they existed.
Do you know by any chance when the pyramids were being built? Because I have no idea.
The pyramids were built, I want to say, like 6,000 years before Christ.
Just say 6,000 years BC.
Jesus.
Sounds right. But that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
The fact that we hunted those things is just insane.
Yeah, it is.
Mammoths themselves are just these, as the name implies, enormous, monstrous creatures.
They are, how do you say, big?
Yeah, they're very large.
They're pretty, they're up there.
Yeah, it's good size,
Good size. The woolly good size. Didn't really have a ring to it, did it?
No, it did not.
The woolly big boy.
It's just
I was way off. 3,000 BC.
Oh, 3,000 BC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an amount of time I can't even begin to imagine.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Like, think about how different the world was a mere 2,000 years ago.
I know.
Yeah.
Let alone 3,000 on top of that.
I know. Jesus was still walking around, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like
If he was real.
I mean, if he was real, he was like dead in the year
33.
Yeah, it's-
33.
Yeah, it says here the last woolly mammoth.
33.
The last.
We tender this
33.
This
We
premium
tender this
savior
premium savior as a tribute to your salvation.
as a testament to your good faith.
It comes to you from Jerusalem.
It says here the last woolly mammoths still lived on Wrangel Island, which I don't know where that is, but hundreds of years after the monumental constructions in Giza.
Where they built Wrangler jeans.
Wrangel Island, the birthplace of Wrangler jeans.
Real comfortable jeans.
Right next to Rambler Island
It ain't me. It ain't me.
and Wrastlin Island.
And Cowboy World. Cowboy Isthmus.
the great cowboy isthmus of Wrangler Island.
Oh, God.
Well, once we're done with these here mammoths, I reckon we should mosey on over to them new pyramids them Egyptians have built.
Them Egyptians.
No, like, and not even. The thing is, there's remnants of all that terrifying prehistoric shit
Yes.
out there. Not the least of which are like Komodo dragons, alligators, and jungle cats,
And chickens.
and chickens for that matter.
Chickens
yeah.
are mean bastards.
They are mean. Yeah,
They-
well, it's because they're basically tiny Tyrannosauruses.
They remember.
Yeah.
They fucking remember,
They have
man.
those stupid brittle legs.
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad about eating them. Like they're fucking. They'll fuck you up. if
Oh
you
yeah,
have
they
the
will.
chance.
Yeah,
They're not very nice.
they're not
Yeah.
nice. No, a friend of mine in high school had her aunt had a not even a farm, but just like a house with a hen house in it.
Yeah.
Not in it, but that'd be weird.
She had like a bedroom
Yeah,
full
she
of
was
hens.
sleeping with them.
Yeah, right.
But no, there were like several hens and then one rooster.
Yeah.
To presumably to fuck all those hens.
One
Right.
mean cock.
You gotta fuck that hen. You gotta gut that.
Gotta
meat.
gut that meat.
But yeah, he was a nasty motherfucker. First of all, he's like this tall. Like they're fucking.
What?
They're enormous.
Yeah.
It was
For those listening, that's at least 2 feet off the
at
ground.
least. I mean, he was big, and he would like.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen a live turkey?
Have I ever seen a
Like-
big fat cock in person?
Have you ever seen like a live turkey in real life? Those fuckers are about
Like
that big.
a real wild turkey.
Never
They're
in person.
huge. They're scary. Yeah,
Pretty
they're
big.
fucking huge.
They're ugly as shit.
But
too.
he was mean. I remember the first time I went over there. She's like, "You might want to not be around him because he was like
Smells the pheromones.
Yeah.
He wants
type
to
A
hunt.
personality.
Yeah, he was super protective of all those ladies.
He's a real type A personality. It's like he just doesn't get along with his coworkers. He's a real bully. Sometimes he slashes their throats.
Yeah, he was. I mean, and you could tell he was very. Unless she was okay to go up to him.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I could not. Like he would, and there were times when he would I'd be getting too close to the hens that were out poking
Yeah.
in the yard,
Yeah.
and he would start coming over, and I'm like, "Oh no, buddy, this is all you.
Oh,
I am not lifting up my leg on this territory.
Yeah.
This is all you,
He
man."
thinks I'm gonna try to fuck all these birds.
Yeah, little does he know I'm going to eat him.
Well, fuck some of them.
Yeah,
right.
some of them.
Right,
Yeah,
right. You're not just gonna walk by.
What am I going to just let that sweet hen pussy go?
Yeah, that's weird. No, but that's interesting that they even are kind of competitive with humans. That there's
Yeah.
a sort of an unfriendliness.
It
there.
was not fucking around, man.
Yeah.
He was not fucking around. They're scary. It's just evolution is so amazing to me. How chickens are basically just tiny velociraptors.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
I mean they're they've just gotten smaller.
Yeah.
And maybe stupider.
Yeah, and we've bred them to be the fattest, meatiest version
Yeah,
of
right.
themselves.
Yeah.
But I imagine before we started doing that, they were even scarier. They had to be even scarier.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Less meaty, more angular.
Yeah.
You'd have to actually hunt the fuckers.
Yeah,
It's,
right.
Before we came up with the idea of building fences to put them in.
Right.
So smart.
Yeah, it's. I think the parts of nature that are the most scary to me are the parts that haven't changed very much in the past couple thousand years.
Because what they are is evolutionarily perfect.
Exactly, bears. Okay, so we went to the Columbus Zoo last summer.
Yeah.
and there's a Komodo dragon exhibit at the Columbus Zoo, one of the only ones in the area, or like, close by where you can go and see Komodo dragons.
Okay.
And we went up past there, and I just I was cool with everything else. I didn't want to be any fucking where near that. I wanted no part of that exhibit. And she's like, my girlfriend's like taking pictures, and I'm going, I am gonna go stand over here because I've seen videos of zoos where the glass breaks, and when it breaks and on that enclosure, I don't want to be anywhere near it. I want to be on the other side of the park when the siren goes off, so I can get to my car and drive away and never come back.
Yeah.
Those things are fucking scary.
I think I've told you guys, but I don't know if I've told you on this show about the one time when I went to the Cleveland Zoo, and I was coming up the hill where they have the gorilla pens, right? They have this hill leading up to it, and from the side you come up, you can see through the bars. It's not like there's a wall with glass. There's actually bars in front of you.
I'm like getting chills because they fucking scare the shit out
They're
of me, man.
creepy
Gorillas?
as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I'm coming up the hill, I see like all these big boulder type rocks they've laid out to sort of make him feel at home. I guess poor bastard.
Yeah.
And he's standing on this giant gorilla is standing on a rock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, basically, this is when I was still dating Melly, so we're both walking together up the hill, and I see him standing there looking over at me as I'm walking up, which kind of freaked me out, but not really. It's like, okay, I don't know what he's thinking, right?
Yeah.
At this point, I should have been a little bit concerned, but I was definitely more concerned when he maintained eye contact and started pissing on this rock. And it was spraying.
Yeah.
Like the force of their urine cannot be denied. It's
Yeah.
like it makes spray everywhere.
Oh, Jesus.
There's like a steam cloud of piss leaving this rock, and he doesn't break eye contact with me. And I smell it. Like it's coming, the wind is carrying it toward me.
That's a show of dominance.
Yeah, that's the thing, that's what I was realizing in that moment is, oh man, like even though no one necessarily had to tell me, it's like he's letting me know, hey, 1,000th person to walk by, this is my place.
Yeah. Don't fuck with me. Yeah.
Yeah, like how many times he must have done that day of just staring, and every day, just to be like, everyone fuck off.
Yeah. Right.
Don't come in here.
I won't. Don't worry.
Don't you worry.
Not interested at all.
Now on the other end of this, I was at the I was also at the Cleveland Zoo once and saw a gorilla sitting and chilling on top of a rock and eating its own shit like it was a candy bar. Just like holding it in his hand or just kind of chilling.
Yeah. Scott told us, Drew's boyfriend Scott, people listening don't know Scott, but Scott's a hoot. Scott's hilarious.
Yeah.
He told us a very similar story about a gorilla that he watched reach. He had like a little Amish kid behind him. They were the only two people looking at this gorilla. He watched it reach back into its ass, pull up a handful of just green schmug, and then stop, look away, look back, and just whole hand in mouth. Just goes right in on it like it was like just like a handful of dessert. And the kid starts laughing and screaming. He's just like looking at him like, we get to see this. How awesome is this? Like the rest of the family was like, nope. But this little kid and Scott were both like,
Moments of connection.
yeah. You want to talk about a moment of connection?
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing he and that little Amish boy might have ever had in common.
Yeah. Right. That is really funny.
Right?
It's that shit. It's that real primal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were watching. There's one of my favorite early recommendation that YouTube channel. What's it called? Poor Judgment. That's what it's called.
Oh, Poor Judgment.
The YouTube channel called Poor Judgment, and
run by our favorite bowl cut doofus.
Yeah, but there's videos that are like zoo animals escaping part 1. You know what I mean? Possibly funny.
Possibly funny. All of his videos have either like something like possibly funny or possibly satisfying or
something like that. But
I feel like it's like a real desperate attempt to be like, can I get this out there somewhere?
But there's videos of like big there's the one I'm thinking of is the guy feeding a panther. It's this
Oh.
enormous, scary panther.
Yes.
And it,
Well, he's not even just feeding. He's kind of being a dick.
yeah, he's he's got raw meat, like big, thick red meat, and he's not feeding it like over the fence like a normal person. It's like it's like this chain link, not even chain link.
No,
but
it's like a bar fence.
Like
barf.
chicken wire or
No, think like maybe like an inch around bars vertical.
right, but like,
Okay.
but not so thick. You know what I mean? Like it's spaced out enough that the animal can't get out,
Yeah.
but not spaced out enough that it can't get a paw through it.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's not a
Right.
thick fence.
It's not a thick. It's not like
Yeah.
spaced out enough where this thing can't reach out and like
I gotcha.
pull you by the shirt up
Yeah.
into the bars of the fence.
Yeah.
And he's going and he's got this like raw meat and he's like pushing it through the bars.
Ugh.
Like instead of like like a normal person getting a fucking ladder and just
Yeah.
dropping it over.
Chuck it over the fence, stupid.
Idiot. He's like reaching into the bars and this thing gets him. It pulls like its paw out and just gets him right here.
Yeah.
When he's
I
like
think it went in the palm.
like and it pulls him close to the bars with enough force that it actually tugs him like by his hand up towards the enclosure and just starts doing that crazy animalistic shit where,
yeah,
you know,
right. Because he's got his hand now hooked by dead center of the palm with a giant hook in it.
Fuck,
I mean, the
man.
thing's claws are probably like an inch and a half, 2 inches
at
long.
least
And
just
it's pulling him by the palm of his hand.
Oh my god.
And of course, he's,
Oh.
very quietly freaking out.
he's doing
He just, and eventually he frees himself. I'm not entirely sure how he did it. He's very fucking lucky.
I'm sure he had to just
just
literally rip that Band-Aid off, like just tug your arm and
yeah.
take part of it with it,
I'm always for the animal though.
Me too. I am too. Fuck you. Don't
Yeah.
fuck with any of that shit. I don't want any. Jeremy Wade is an insane person.
As much as I love him, if
Yeah.
if a fish eats him, I'm for the fish. He was where the fish lives.
Right.
You know?
Oh god, that guy, man, was just fucking nuts.
Oh man, he always gets his fish.
He always gets his fish, as we know.
He
Always.
gets his fish.
Oh god.
Oh, nice fart.
Thank you. It was
Yeah,
good.
You're welcome.
But and I like going out into the fucking Amazon River. There was an episode I'm thinking of where he went into India.
Okay.
And he was looking for a giant arapaima in the wild. You know what an arapaima is?
No idea. Do
It's
I,
this
do I want to
weird.
know?
It's this weird curvy shaped thing that's kind of angled like this, and its head is this long, hard, throbbing, erect. It's got this big bony head, and it can actually like.
What kind of animal is it?
It's a fish.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Duh.
And it throws. It can,
always gets his lemur.
yeah. Always gets his muskrat.
Man always catches his sloth.
It's kind of hard not to.
Oh no, he got away again.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But no, it's like there's stories of these things being aggressive and jumping out of the water and knocking because they can weigh up to like 300 pounds naturally.
Fucking hell.
And they're like freshwater fish, but there's stories of them being aggressive and leaping. They like there's farms because they farm them in those parts of the world and market them.
Yeah.
He went to one of those farms and they're trying to net them into one side of the tank so they could clean the other side of the tank, and they were jumping over the net. And they're so heavy and they jump so hard that they've like been known to jump out of the water into fishing boats and knock people into the water.
No shit.
And drown them. It's just insane. So he goes hunting for this thing, and
like you do.
right?
you hunt for a gigantic 300-pound flying fish.
Yeah. And he finds one way up in the mountains in India where like the flood season has isolated it into this tiny little pond, maybe no larger than your basement.
Oh my God.
And it's just sitting there dormant until the next rainy season.
Yeah.
And he finds this thing with this big red fin coming out of the water and catches it. And it's a 250-pound fish. And they said in the they have like post-production notes, he hunted for this thing for 9 months. just to get this one episode out where he catches this
almighty.
goddamn fish
Oh,
because
man.
he's insane.
Some people spend 9 months writing and putting together a season to like air
Yeah.
it for 3.
This man went out. He caught malaria.
Oh yeah.
And like, just to
The man always catches his virus.
But yeah, like it's just insane to me. And something like that is so ancient and so terrifying.
Fish are fucked up.
Fish are fucked up, dude.
Fish are super fucked up.
Sharks are the other big one.
Yeah,
the ones that just haven't changed over millions and millions of years all that much.
Right.
I'd like to think that the Leviathan of lore was a gigantic megalodon,
Yeah.
which is really scary. A shark as
don't
big
think
as a school bus.
Is that how big they are?
Megalodons were up to 50 feet long naturally. They're sharks.
Oh.
50-foot long sharks.
Oh my god. Imagine the strength of the jaws of something that big. You couldn't wrap yourself in an armor suit that would stop that thing from biting
Yeah.
through you.
Yeah, no fucking thank you. That shit swam in our oceans. Like it, you know what I mean? Like
And who knows? Maybe they're still around. I mean,
We
fact
don't
that-
know. Yeah,
the
we
fact that
don't
we haven't
know.
found these things does not mean that they're not
Sure.
down there somewhere. We know
Right.
so little about our oceans.
Yeah.
what if
Yeah.
we found a Leopleurodon?
A mythical
Leopleurodon.
Leopleurodon.
It has spoken. It showed us the way. Nobody knows what that is.
Some people probably, but not everybody knows what
Some
that is.
people a lot of people will likely know what that is.
Many people know what that is.
No, oh god, it's that ancient shit, man. That
Yeah.
fucking scares me. Bears, cats,
Yeah.
jungle cats, hippos.
Here's a question: what animal would you totally have live in your house?
An
if
owl.
if it wasn't stupid, like to have it.
If
If it wasn't stupid to have it in your house, what would you have live there? Like basically, I'm saying anything.
Yeah, so like, something like if I knew it wasn't gonna rip my face off.
If you knew it wasn't going to kill you,
An owl. That's right.
an owl.
Yeah.
They're super adorable.
you guys got to owl really quick.
Well, Aubrey and I have been wanting an owl as a pet for a long time until we found out that like unless you're running like a sanctuary,
can't,
it's
like a hatchery
illegal.
of some kind.
Yeah. I don't know if I had a big enough house and had the space for it, I would probably want something like my favorites have always been like sea lions and otters,
I would
like
say otters.
just like
my favorite animal.
semi-aquatic animals.
I can see that.
Otters. I want to feed it clams.
Have like a whole outdoor thing that's just it's just gonna be full of like flamingos
Yeah.
and otters.
Yeah, right.
I would absolutely love to have an otter and like a half underwater bed and just snuggle with an otter when I went to sleep.
They will snuggle with you. Otters
Yeah.
are super affectionate.
They're snuggly?
They are very snuggly. They hold hands. Did you know that?
Yeah, they'll just lie on their back and hold each other's hands.
So they don't drift apart. They hold hands.
That is the
'cause
cutest fucking thing.
They form really tight family units. So
Yeah.
if you can get in on that, they will 100% snuggle with you.
And then it's great because like they like fish, I like fish.
Right.
We just cook fish all the time. And
Yeah.
My heart is like soaring right
I just
now.
want to see one take a rock and bash a clam open with it.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I feel like of all the animals,
his entrails on my tummy.
like seriously, if a chimp wasn't so likely to be fucked up and rip your face off
Yeah,
and shit,
no.
I want a chimp to live with me.
Yeah.
Again, if it wasn't crazy, if you knew it could work, if you knew it wouldn't fuck you up,
You gotta
chimp.
you gotta imprint on him when he's young. You gotta snatch him away from his mother and like
Yeah.
look at me. I am your mother now.
I'm your
Yeah.
mother now. Or you just
You gotta cut his mom's head off when he's
front
just
of
a
him,
baby.
Establish dominance.
saw her head off. You go, you belong to me. You belong to me.
You
chimp."
belong to me now. I will dress you in little Nerf armor.
And parade you around my friends to impress them with how cool I am.
The thing is, there's still states where you can own a monkey. Like you can own a monkey, you can own a chimp.
yeah. I'd be willing to bet, like in West Virginia, you could own a monkey.
Yeah.
I bet you could own a
Yeah.
monkey there.
I don't know, man. Like if I knew it wasn't gonna rip my face off, maybe. But they're like, they take a lot of fucking work, from what I heard.
Oh yeah, no.
constant
in the real
attention.
world,
constant
outside of this
attention.
hypothetical scenario, I'd never want one.
Yeah.
Right.
But in a perfectly imagined world where he's my best friend and we drink together, then yes, I want that chimp in my house.
Here's a terrifying monkey fact.
Yeah.
A male baboon is fully capable of killing a leopard with its bare hands.
Really?
A male baboon versus a leopard in a straight up no holds barred fight. The baboon will not only win, it will kill the shit out of the leopard.
Wow. That's surprising. How do they do that?
By freaking out and just beating the fucking thing to death, I would assume.
Oh my god.
Okay, you want to talk about how metal nature is.
Rafiki knows.
4 fists of fury,
Yeah.
a mouth with horribly sharp teeth.
Yeah, like fucked up sharp teeth.
Grabby hands.
Yeah.
You know, so they would presumably strangle, go for the throat. You just fucking wail on this leopard until it fucking
This
dies.
makes me wonder why King Louis was ever afraid of Shere Khan.
Well, King Louis was an orangutan.
Oh, that's it.
That's
what I meant.
Orangutans are generally, from what I understand, orangutans are kind of gentle
Yeah?
compared to other primates.
They're like dumb shaped.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine them really putting up a good fight.
They look like me after a particularly big meal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, or-
If you were forced to crouch and you were really full.
Yeah, right. Ugh.
Yeah, orangutans are fairly dopey.
Yeah.
They tend to be a little more I mean, they'll still fuck you up if
Yeah.
you mess with their babies or whatever. They're ugly fucking
Yeah.
babies.
They're ugly fucking
babies.
babies. They're stupid looking weird orange babies.
That just look like hairier human babies with bigger mouths.
Yeah.
But they have the cutest I don't know what the fuck is going on expression.
Yeah. Baby monkeys are always just like,
Baby monkey.
And they ride on pigs.
Baby monkey.
Have you ever seen that video of a sloth on a speedboat? it's my favorite thing on the internet.
Holy fuck, man.
He's like trying to hold himself up, but of course they're kind of a little bit weak. And he's like on a boat, and it's going like 70 miles an hour or whatever that is in knots. It's flying, and he's in the back, kind of trying to stand up, rocking around, can't quite stabilize. And I just think like, what is he thinking?
Holy fucking shit, man.
yeah, like nothing moves that fast without the aid of machines. And if you have no concept of machines, then like.
It's got to be weird enough for animals in general. Like, I don't know what my
Yeah.
dog thinks when I put him in the backseat of a car.
Yeah.
And he puts his head out the window and just, like, smells everything as fast as he can.
Right,
'cause
it's
he has no idea what's going
it's
on.
a sensory buffet.
Yeah.
It's why they stick their heads out of the window like that.
But in particular for a sloth, it has to be, like, fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dead air.
Dead
fucking air.
Motherfucking air.
This dead air break was brought to you by Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Eat it. just
Cinnamon
stop and eat
Toast
it.
Crunch. They're great.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
At work we've got an African spined tortoise.
Really?
That we're keeping. He's got like a heat regulated pen because of course turtles are cold blooded.
right.
But
Because, of course, the turtles like to suntan.
Because, of course, turtles need warm pens to write their memoirs.
right. And one of the things that has surprised me about the turtle is how fucking insistent it is. Like if the turtle decides it's gonna go somewhere, it will go to that place. If you pick it up and move it, it'll continue to go. If something is physically blocking it, it'll just stubbornly try to shove its way through it.
So inside a turtle's head is like the idiocy of my GPS when I decide not to follow its directions.
Yeah.
And it's constantly rerouting. Just
Pretty
go,
much.
but go here though. But go here. But
Yeah.
but go here.
Pretty much, yeah. Turtles are all apparently. I don't know if it's just this turtle or if it's I don't know if it's just this tortoise or if it's a thing common among all tortoises, but he's not as aware of his own shell as you might imagine.
Really?
He'll like try to walk under spaces that he won't fit and get his shell like fucking stuck on things.
Okay. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, he's you would think, living with this shell your entire fucking life.
Yeah.
You would develop the ability to, be spatially
Right.
aware of it in relation to your surroundings. Not so much.
Yeah, especially
weird.
since it has such a long life.
Yeah.
you know, like-
Yeah, tortoises are of course very long lived, but yeah, not so much. It'll just bang into shit constantly and like, just be a big dumb goof.
Yeah, like a turtle in general is like me driving a tall truck through a drive-through.
Yeah.
Just like hitting the roof going, I didn't think, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Fascinating.
It's even stranger when you think like, turtle shells are they're like teeth, they're it's all organic,
Yeah.
It's not like a
Like it's part of it.
yeah same with like the shells that little sand crabs live in and things like that. It's all it all grows organically, it's all organic material. It just doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
This reminds me of one of my favorite experiences I ever had. You mentioned little sand, like crabby guys or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I was a long time ago when I went to Myrtle Beach. I forgot what. What are you laughing at?
Nothing. I'll tell you later.
Anyway, yeah, I went to Myrtle Beach like I don't know why you're anyway. I went to Myrtle Beach and I reached into the sand one day, like I was like in middle school, and I was pulling up the sort of fresh sand that was getting washed in, and I was pulling out these little shells in my hand,
Yeah.
and then I just waited for a bit. If you wait a while, you will find a lot of those are populated.
Yeah, sure.
And they'll stick little like feet out and try to move on you,
Yeah.
which is the weirdest experience of just like pulling up a little tiny shell thing, and a lot of them have something living in them. And
Yep.
you can feel them trying to wiggle across your skin.
Until you pull out a yellow spotted octopus. And then immediately die.
I was quite surprised.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like that was cool when I was a kid. I don't want to be anywhere near that shit now.
No,
Because I know I'm acutely aware of all the terrifying shit that lives
yeah,
not
Yeah.
just like in the ocean, but nearby the ocean.
it's dangerous.
It's super dangerous.
Wow, I really gotta pee.
Oh, no, do your thing.
Please, by all means.
No, I don't know, man. Oceans, man, just scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Ocean man, please take me by the hand, lead me to the land
Yeah,
that
God.
you understand.
You ever watch those videos of like a shark cage gone wrong?
Yeah.
Where like someone will flee the cage because the shark got in
Because
the cage.
of course they will.
Yeah.
It's a rickety fucking thing. It's not built that strong.
They're the dinosaurs of the sea. The Jurassic Park moment is like
Right.
imminent every time you're there.
Right. Oh God, I don't want anything to do with any of that shit, man. I barely want to go out on a boat in the ocean. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, danky.
Now that said, we got to do some fishing.
We do got to do
freshwater
some fishing. So we got to do some serious on the land where I could smoke a pipe freshwater fishing.
I actually got the bug again because we started watching last Sunday that the guy Juanello 1946,
Yeah.
possibly the coolest dude on YouTube. I
Yeah,
hope
man.
I got that number right.
Yeah, it sounds right. Yeah.
I'm 100% certain now, after having watched many more videos, he's in the Great Lakes region. He's
Yeah.
like around Cleveland somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like close. Always getting like bluegills and
Yeah.
making like he's like always making low carb recipes
Yeah.
with stuff he pulls out of his lake.
Miss Lulu Cheeks.
With celebrity food critic Miss Lulu Cheeks.
Yeah.
Lulu Cheeks. Will he ever win her affection?
Will he
Will
win
he?
her heart?
Oh,
It's I was when
I
we were
think he might have already won it.
yeah right.
Oh.
Christy and I were reading the Reddit threads around this guy, and people being like, "Oh, well, that's not. Of course they're together. That's like his. That's definitely his wife." And then someone else will go, "Oh, I think it's like his like neighbor or something like that." And then someone else goes, "No, it's definitely his wife." And of course it is. It's like how do you even fall for anything else? It's like the cute old couple that does this little song
Silly
and
thing,
dance.
yeah. No, we do gotta go fishing. I love fishing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not good at it, but
I'm not good at it.
you know, it's fun. We had fun the last time you and I went, where we got caught in a terrible thunderstorm.
Yeah, like a Austintown monsoon.
Yeah,
Swept
100-year rains came down and
It was
decimated the
crazy.
landscape.
So much rain, so much wind.
It went from 0 to 60 immediately.
yeah, right. Like we kind of went, it's gonna rain, and then just bam, like boom.
Oh fuck! Let's get the fuck out of here.
Wall of heavy rains.
Incidentally, that last time I accidentally left the worms in the trunk of my car.
Oh no!
For like 2 weeks in the hot July sun. So my car smelled real good.
Gross.
Yeah. Oh yeah, real good. Yeah.
Do you guys ever go to Camp Fitch when you were younger?
Yeah, they
Negative.
we did the stupid 4th grade trip thing where
Yeah.
they took us for like a week.
I did that.
I got in a fight.
You got in a fight?
I did. Yeah, I got in a fight.
About what?
Being a dumb kid, I got punched in the stomach and the wind knocked out of me, and then incidentally, the guy I got in a fight with is someone I like. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? As a friend.
End up being friendly.
Yeah, it was my fault. I was being a dick, and like I picked a fight, and then he punched me in the stomach, and it was the first and only time I've ever had the wind knocked out of me in my whole life.
Ugh.
I haven't had that experience in a long
It's
time.
an interesting experience.
Yeah.
I recommend that everybody get put in their place once.
Oh, yeah.
Where someone like knocks the wind out of you. You know what I mean?
It's a humbling and good for you moment.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah. It was horrible. But Camp Fitch sucked.
You know what? I had a great time.
I did not. It was not fun.
I even think I got poison ivy and I had a great time, which
Did
is
you?
weird because I don't think I'm actually allergic to poison ivy. I haven't had an issue since.
Yeah, maybe. I had poison sumac when I was younger, and that was horrible.
Yeah.
It was very not good.
But I mentioned it because I remember they had like a little area you could fish. And I remember like literally putting string on a stick with a worm and trying to fish with it. And spoiler, didn't get a bite.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing.
They make it sound so cool in the presentation, and then
Yeah.
you go, and it's like, all right.
Yeah, it's just basically bunking with a bunch of people in like very ordinary amenities and drinking Kool-Aid
Yeah.
and waiting for the weekend to end.
I think they made us do a prayer.
Yeah, I think there was something like that.
Dude.
But they had the everyone's favorite camp counselor, Stan the Man.
Stan the man. I forgot about him.
He was the man, apparently.
Yeah.
Or so they told
He
us.
was still the man when I got there, too. So, yeah.
One of about 3.5 billion men, in fact.
Stan the man, definitely not touching the kids.
Oh, don't say that.
No, he
Don't
wa-
say that.
I said he wasn't.
Yes, but when you say definitely not,
Definitely not. I don't
he
know.
He wasn't touching the kids.
That's what I said.
I want to make it really
I didn't
clear.
say there was a problem with him
I just want to be.
sneaking into the boys' dorm room at night and touching the kids.
He would never do that.
He would never. He would never.
In fact, no one would ever even imply it.
He
or
would never
suggest
do
it.
that. He would never get caught doing that because
It's-
he would never. Because he would never do that.
I'm so certain that he would never even. No one would ever suggest it. This must be the first time.
Right. Oh, I never suggested it. I said
Yeah.
he didn't do
This
that.
must be the first time anyone's had to say that
He
he didn't
never.
do it.
He definitely. Right. Because he
Because
he would never.
be caught by an adult in
would-
a place he shouldn't
Oh,
be.
Jesus.
He would never wait until 3:00 in the morning
So,
when you were getting up to take a leak. You
Oh
know,
my god!
when everybody was sound asleep.
one thing I used to do a lot of
Changing the subject.
that I would like to do again. I used to. There was a brief period when I was younger where I had like a little bird watching journal,
Yeah.
and I would kind of like mark off. It's like specifically for Northeast Ohio. But bird watching is something fun. I've been wanting to get back into it, except I just found out like you can't hang a bird feeder outside the apartment. Well,
Oh, okay.
because when you think about it, like nobody wants their cars getting crapped on by birds that you've been feeding,
Right.
You know,
You don't want to draw a bunch of birds,
Morty.
Morty, to the place you live to then poop on everything.
right? So maybe one day in a different living arrangement, but
But that said, I bet if you went out back behind where your apartment is, like all the way back to where the trees start there, and I bet if you hung a bird feeder in the tree there, nobody would say boo.
Maybe not.
And if you got some binoculars and watched that and just saw if there were birds there, I bet nobody would say boo.
If you got
either.
some binoculars and you just looked out the back of the complex into the houses, when,
right where
you
the
know,
people
Right.
live,
Yeah.
yeah,
where,
right.
where they're naked some of the time.
Nobody would say anything about that. I do it. I mean, you know.
You know, it's,
Well, unfortunately, my apartment faces the parking lot. It doesn't face the back.
Yeah.
If you'll recall.
oh, that's right. Yeah. So, yeah, duh. Oh, okay. So
Well, we
couldn't do
can.
that.
You get a pair of binoculars. I'll get a pair of binoculars. You come into my bedroom and we'll we'll just watch the bird feeder.
And jacket.
And, yes.
just jerking
Yes.
off to birds.
Well, I mean, I'll turn the heat on so we won't need a jacket.
So this is a little bit of a funny thing. We have like at the office, we have a set of binoculars that like has been there since we moved into this office building.
Yeah.
And it regularly moves around the outside facing windows of the office, depending on who most recently grabbed it and, you know, wherever they were, whatever interesting thing was happening out at the city level.
Right.
And recently, my coworker Jordan was all excited because her boyfriend got a job in the building directly opposite us. So, you know, she was excited to be able to peep into the office and try to see what's going on. And right where he works, the person whose desk is actually against the window pulled the blinds. They just regularly have the blinds down. So for me, it was hilarious that every now and then she would leave and then come back and be like, God, I wish what's her name would put up her fucking blinds. I just want to know what Justin's doing. Like just like wanting to peek into his office with these little binoculars, which is probably weird. And
Right.
they can definitely see you if you're
Yeah,
standing right there in the window.
Right.
But it's interesting, you know,
Yeah.
being able to see out across the city from the 11th floor of an office building.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool. It's also kind of cool to know you're being watched too.
Some people get off on that.
Right.
In fact.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
You know.
it's, you know.
Maybe some animals get off on that.
Right. Sure. I was talking with Stan the man at Camp Fitch about this. I can understand the appeal of wanting to watch somebody when you're not supposed to, and then,
Yeah.
I can understand the appeal of also being watched.
Sure,
say in the showers,
At
during-
Camp Fitch.
At Camp Fitch.
When I'm in 4th grade.
Right.
Yeah, let's not.
Not that he would. Not that he would obviously, he wouldn't do that. Obviously.
This is the weirdest, most fucked up detour.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like maybe we've covered it.
We might have. Yeah.
Maybe we've talked about how rad nature is for long
It's
enough.
a pretty fucking cool topic, honestly.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Well, there's so much more too. I mean, really, there's things that I didn't even get into here.
Yeah,
In the
I mean,
interest
it's
of just having a fun conversation about nature, I didn't want to steer it too much because there is just so much there.
there's probably like enough material there to make if there was like a full science or something devoted to studying nature.
Right.
It's almost as if some people could dedicate their whole lives to learning more about
Yeah.
this nature thing.
Yeah. What are they called? Crazy people.
Yeah.
Nuts.
What are they called?
Oh, look at me. I'm Jane Goodall. I got a Nobel Prize. I live with chips.
Good old.
I like monkeys. People suck.
I'm a smart lady.
I don't like people. I want to live in the woods. Anyway, let's stop here. Let's take a break, and we will come back in a minute with our recommendations. Smoking and drinking with Stan the Man.
Stan the man.
Oh my God,
You
this
know.
feels bad to me.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I had a cigarette was at Camp Fish. The first time I had a sip of red wine too.
And we'll be back in a minute.
He definitely didn't
With-
give it to me though.
What we learned in our recommendations
Definitely
in
not.
just a minute.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Howdy, y'all! This is your friend Texas Pete. You might remember me from the drug charges some years back. Well, I'm back and here to plug my brand new Texas Pete's own hot sauce. Y'all come on down to the grocery store, find the sauce aisle, and look for the bottle with the bearded old feller on it. That's me, Texas Pete. That's me, Texas Pete. You might wonder why my hot sauce is blue. That's the secret ingredient that gives it that extra kick. Laundry detergent. Every bottle of Texas Pete's is jam-packed with that secret ingredient. Some might think it's love, but it's laundry detergent. That's why it's blue. Did I say that already? Cleans your colon while you eat. Truth be told, I'm a little high right now. But don't take my word for it. Try a bottle for yourself today at your local Food Lion, Kroger's, Menards, hardware store, Speedways, food banks, Dollar Tree, Chuck E. Cheese, welfare office, and rehab facilities. A Roger Sick Bastard condiment. Yeah!
Hey, welcome back to the show. I'm Texas Pete, and this is some really inferior hot sauce. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sorry.
You broke Chris.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm a big fan of that stupid stream of consciousness shit.
Yeah, I don't know. You said Pecos Bill. I thought Texas Pete. Let's call
They
the whole
call
thing
me
off.
Texas Pete.
Texas.
This hot sauce is inferior.
Yeah. It's not good.
I tried.
I'm just saying, it's not good. Texas Pete is not good.
It's not very good.
It's not very good.
Texas Pete. Your hot
I am
sauce.
Texas Pete, and here's something you're going to find in your cupboards a month from now and throw away.
That's so funny.
It is time, of course, for our recommendations.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a sense of urgency about me because I'm so goddamn hungry.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna go to El Cowboy.
We're going to
we're
El
gonna
Cowboy.
Get some Tex-Mex.
A place that does not serve Texas Pete or anything resembling it.
It occurred to me that that they might call it. I like to imagine they briefly considered calling it El Caballero before they realized that people in this area wouldn't know how to say it because
Caballero.
everyone in this area says Los Galos.
Oh yeah, that's a great thing when you get to be corrected on how badly you've been fucking up something like that. But most people around here, the lesson is lost on them.
El Cowboy I think is just gonna be a lot easier for the average person in Northeast Ohio.
Let's meet over there at El Calaballero. El Carbalarbal.
You mean Cabela's?
Yes.
I'd like that with extra Carbalarbal sauce. And don't you correct me.
Y'all got any of that Texas Pete? No, we just have Lubbock Phil.
Oh, that's a shame. I really like that Texas Pete.
Texas Pete.
Texas Pete.
Oh God.
Anyway, gentlemen, recommendations. I will take whoever is interested in going first.
I'd like to recommend an album.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
An album that I've been meaning to listen to for a long time and finally did. Steely Dan's Asia.
That's a good mountain. That's a good mountain.
That's a great.
That's a great. That's a good record.
Yeah, Steely Dan's Asia. Very, very. It's just the epitome of cool.
The epitome of cool.
The epitome. Yeah.
The El Carbalarbal of cool.
The Los Galos of cool. It's very cool.
Is there anything on there that I would recognize?
Peg.
Peg,
Perhaps.
I know you love you better.
Oh,
Yeah.
Peg, I will.
It
come
will
back.
come back to you. Yeah.
You've seen it all.
That's a great song.
Yeah, and so for as
It's your favorite part.
and so for as it's neat because as happy and upbeat and funky as
Yeah.
Asia is, there's like a bit of a cynical bite to most of the songs
All
on there.
Steely Dan's music. Yeah, really.
Yeah, Deacon Blues, is a dude going through a midlife crisis and deciding he wants to quit his job and become a blues musician. To just take a dive off into the deep end and just
Yeah.
learn to play the saxophone, learn to work the saxophone, Peg, of course, is about a centerfold.
Oh, really?
yeah, it like makes it out to sound like a like a movie star, but
Jesus, bro.
I found this out not long ago that it's your favorite foreign movie.
Yeah.
Foreign movie used to be slang for a porno video back in the day.
Oh yeah, because it's not smut. It's a foreign film.
It's foreign movie.
Yeah, it's not pornography. It's classy somewhere not here.
Right. So they they've all got this little cynical bite to them.
Yeah.
But it's great to put on in the background of whatever you're doing. It's great music to relax to and just chill out. Peg always gets kind of bobbing my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super great album. Highly recommend it. The title track Asia is an 8-minute trip through a very kind of dazed and confused kind of landscape.
Nice.
Steely Dan wrote a lot of like confusing and tongue-in-cheek dark kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like really good songwriters. Walter Becker and Donald Fagen are Steely Dan.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of studio musicians around them, basically. But yeah, they that one in particular is like everybody has Asia. I mean, that's like the Steely Dan album.
So I'm a guy who doesn't know that much about Steely Dan. My favorite thing about Steely Dan is the way they are portrayed in Oh Hello, which I recommended multiple times. I think on this on the show.
Yeah.
The two guys are huge Steely Dan fans and say so all the time. And there's one moment where they're recounting their personal histories. They're going through where they've been at this time, and they stop, and the theater goes dark, and the spotlight comes on, and he goes, 9/11, 2001 to 2002 to 9/11, 2000 goddamn, I'm gonna fuck it up. He lists a date range. Steely Dan plays the Beacon Theater for 9 straight nights. Total setup and miss.
I remember that. I've caught bits and pieces of that as
Yeah.
you've been watching it. And,
the characters being such huge Steely Dan fans is somehow super hilarious to me.
it's So again, Asia by Steely Dan. That's AJA.
Yep.
That's pronounced Asia.
That is not how I wrote it down.
Yeah, no, it's AJA, yeah. Incidentally, I'm a huge Steely Dan fan. They write so much clever music. Their lyrics are really good, too.
Yeah.
Is it true that they're named after a dildo?
Yes. No.
That's
what I heard. It was like an automatic machinated sex machine, like from a book. I think
That's one of the things that they said in that play was it's from a Burroughs novel.
Yeah.
Steely Dan is a dildo in a Burroughs novel.
they I don't know, man. I just think it would be amazing.
I just think it'd be amazing.
So anyway, Steely Dan, Asia.
Dan, yeah.
Listen to it.
Yeah, man, clever shit. I have a recommendation. It's a movie this week. It was a film I watched a couple days ago that I wanted to watch, which is why I watched it.
Gee willikers.
Cool story.
No, it was nominated for a couple Oscars this year, and it was maybe like the only one at the Oscars that I gave a shit about. It was an A24 movie called Lady Bird.
A24.
And I finally got the chance to watch it. Incidentally, when you're watching the trailers for it, it doesn't really give you good idea of what the overall story is going to be about.
Which I appreciate, by the way, in a trailer.
Yeah, I don't want to know everything.
I want a trailer to give me the flavor of the movie, but
then
not tell me what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
So allow me to tell you what happens in this movie.
So let's hear all of it.
Lady Bird is a story about a 17-year-old girl in high school, Catholic school, and trying. Basically, the entire movie is her getting through her senior year and then going off to college, and it's largely about her relationship with her friends. And her mother and father. Her father's really this soft, kind-hearted guy, the good guy, the good parent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The parent who's the good guy, and then the mother who is,
The one who has to be the actual parent.
The one who has to be the actual parent, yeah. The dad who's like really well-meaning but doesn't take the hard line, and the mother who has to be the bad guy.
Yeah, fun
through the
dad
whole
and
thing.
serious mom.
And the mom who's like in the title character's defense, can be harsh, but from a place out of love.
Yeah.
Incidentally, her real name is not Lady Bird. Her real name is Christine. Lady Bird is the name that she came up with first. So she's like in the rebellious teenage girl stage, fighting with her mom.
Yeah.
And the movie, it does an excellent job at portraying what you were like in high school.
I think we talked about this movie on this podcast before because I remember saying Laurie Metcalf is one of my favorite actresses.
She's very good.
She plays the mom.
Yeah, she plays the mom, and she's very both her and that I can't the name escapes me. The one who played Lady Bird, the girl. They both do a very good job at putting that relationship out and making it super believable.
Nice.
But it's like just how you'd expect. It's exactly how you remember yourself acting in high school.
Yeah.
Like snotty.
With all the shame of looking back on that time.
Exactly. And you're going to love every character in this movie. Every character is lovable except the characters you're not supposed to love.
Right.
So it does a very good job of that. But it traces basically this girl's entire senior year and her mother wanting her to go to college somewhere nearby and her wanting to get out of Sacramento. Takes place in Sacramento, which why any human being would ever want to get out of Sacramento, I don't know.
Well, ask the Sacramentans.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they're not entirely in love with it.
But it goes through a lot of tough teenage stuff, like trying to be cool, trying to be friends with the cool kids, and then like ignoring your real friends, and losing your virginity, and like all the to people who don't matter.
Right.
The
people you haven't figured out yet don't count.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's this really good. I don't want to say coming of age tale because it's not necessarily a coming of age tale, but it's this really good slice of life, and it's done very well. I particularly like the pacing because it's very quick.
You guys are blowing around my vape clouds.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Vape Nation.
Vape Nation. Represent your
Represent
nation.
the nation.
No, but it's everything that you remember about high school being shitty, and it's everything
Yeah.
you remember about having that tenderness with your parents at certain points.
I love that kind of a movie that like does not necessarily have to aim to follow like a narrative structure to drive the interest or the intrigue of the movie. It really relies on the reality of the people in the film.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And-
character studies.
Yeah, like where like very ordinary people can be extraordinary in close up.
Right.
I really
Yeah.
like that kind of a film.
And the movie's paced very quickly because it covers an entire year of this girl's life. And usually when movies are paced very slowly or very quickly, if it's not done correctly, it falls apart. This movie is paced at the exact. It's very fast. It happens very quickly, and it goes from moment to moment and scene to scene and month to month, very quickly in rapid succession. And you don't feel like you're losing anything. Like there's no moment of like, wait, go back. You know what I mean? Like it
Right.
just happens. It happens very quick. I remember like watching the time on my Blu-ray player, and it was like 30 minutes into the movie, and I'm like, holy shit! Like you feel like these characters in and out in that time,
Yeah.
and there's like another hour and 20 minutes of this movie left. So you get to know these characters very, very, very well
Wow.
in a short amount of time, and you get to really love them throughout the course of the movie. Because it's that quick pace, and it's edited together so well that it just works.
Yeah, that speaks a lot to the cleverness of a screenwriter and the convincing and dedicated performance of the actors and actresses involved.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's very good. It's done really well. I can't talk I can't sing enough of the praises of A24's production company, the last film production firm that still takes risks on anything and is able to make good movies around it. So yeah, Lady Bird, good movie. Watch it. I have a second quick recommendation. Go out. It's going to sound stupid. Go out and get yourself a pair of MeUndies.
Bum, bum, bum.
Me are these. No, I'm not gonna do that. Let's just listen to Bill Burr's podcast.
Yeah.
I did that. I after listening to Bill Burr sing the MeUndies jingle enough
Did
times,
you buy the undies?
I
You
bought
wearing them right now?
I got them. They had a Valentine's Day special, and I used Bill Burr's promo code.
Shut
and I got
up.
Trisha and I a matching pair of MeUndies.
Oh my God! Are
yeah,
you
Forrest.
kidding me?
Yeah.
He's showing us the undies.
Yeah, they're hearts, little hearts.
little love hearts. Tell me about this micro modal.
It
How
is-
do
fabric.
how do they grip the ball sack?
I have boxers on because I like boxers.
Yeah.
I can't. I almost want you to touch them, but it's weird.
Chris, hold on. Give me your hip.
Okay,
I'm gonna touch those underwear
right.
in what is the weirdest moment of our friendship. Oh,
Dude, it's like
it's so
like-
soft.
It's the softest thing
Ben,
ever.
you gotta touch it. You gotta touch his underwear, Ben.
That's all right.
It's so soft.
they are incredibly soft. They are so comfortable to
I
put
can't
on.
believe how nice those feel.
They are really nice. And you know what? They're obviously more expensive than normal underwear. I'm gonna go buy another pair of these. They're really good.
Okay, so the bad thing I've heard about them is that they tend to break down. Kind of like the quality on them isn't super high. They will wear out and rip and stuff.
Okay.
But I gotta tell you, if it felt that nice on the tip of my finger,
Yeah.
how are those gonna feel? On
They're
my balls?
comfy, dude. It's like wearing a cloud. It's just so comfortable. They're not sponsoring us, incidentally,
No,
because
they are-
we're not important enough to get sponsored.
Right.
But
No,
like
yet.
right? But yeah, I would very strongly recommend that you go out and get yourself a pair of MeUndies. They are a little pricey, but I got to tell you, it's worth it.
They're not cheap, but I'll tell you what. Having felt what those feel like, I'm gonna have to buy a pair.
Yep. That's great. And then you got to get your girlfriend a matching pair.
Oh boy.
Because, then you get to see your girlfriend in her underwear. It's a great excuse for it.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah.
It's something else. All right. So my recommendation, I'll keep it kind of quick. We talked in the opening about the various ways people delude themselves or convince themselves of silly things or the kind of bad arguments people make for things. Very briefly, I want to say check out Wikipedia's article on logical fallacies. If you want to educate yourself, especially in our most ridiculous and chaotic times,
Yeah.
where everything is true and nothing is true, I highly recommend checking this out. It's a very comprehensive and full list of the kind of arguments people make that are, not the soundest or smartest way to argue a point.
Sure.
Sometimes things that might seem very reasonable but aren't. What are the classic fallacies most of us who are even like not that aware will think of are things like the straw man argument. Or the no true Scotsman fallacy is one that everyone knows about, I think.
Slippery slope is a very common one.
Yeah, the slippery slope, the argument that things will decay into worse things just because.
Right.
So if you want to arm your brain in a time where it's very, very difficult to know the difference between truth and reality,
Yeah.
check out the Wikipedia article on logical fallacies and really
Read
understand. Yeah, read
Read it.
Just read things. But especially read this because I think it can really make you a better reasoner, make you sharpen your mind a bit, and prepare you for the kind of things people often pass off as proof positive of some argument.
Yeah.
That are not just not great ways to think, not great ways to reason, not great ways to defend things. So
Yeah.
do yourself a favor, check out that article. And prepare yourself because if you think the world is dumb and loud now, it is getting dumber and louder by the minute. So yeah, sharpen your brain with the whetstone of Wikipedia, and while you're at it, consider donating to them because those fuckers need
Right.
money,
Right.
and you're on them every day anyway. You ungrateful fuck.
Yeah, right. You know who else needs money? Camp Fitch.
Nope. And we're moving.
I don't
right-
want to beat this dead horse even more.
Yeah, let's not. What did we learn? I barely learned anything. I feel so bad.
I learned that Facebook isn't the cool kids table anymore.
It's not. It
No,
really isn't.
It's your grandparents' table now.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's even got the doily in the middle.
Yeah, right.
I learned that sacking an entire city is a great way to say "fuck you, I quit."
It really is. It really is. I learned that I totally want to see the Beefheart versus Salad Fingers crusade. That's a crusade I'm interested in.
That sounds psychedelic as fuck.
I learned that if you're not careful, mantis shrimps will cut you with a butter knife.
Yes, they will.
Yes.
I learned that my children will only eat science.
Only the best science for my
oh.
children.
I learned that roosters can be real cocks.
Zing. Nice.
I learned that turtles need warm pens to write their memoirs.
A warm turtle pen.
Turtle. I call it turtle interrupted.
Not bad.
I learned that you got to kill the baby's mom in front of it to establish dominance.
That's right.
That's how we best dominate nature.
Animals or humans. It really doesn't.
Dave, did you learn anything else?
That's
besides
all
that
I
one?
learned.
Really?
That's all
You just
I-
learned that one thing?
I didn't write a single other thing down. I'm an idiot.
I learned that Stan the Man definitely did not
And would not.
and would not touch any children.
The fact that we're talking about it is superfluous.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because he definitely wouldn't escort a child out of bed in the middle of the night and into his private cabin.
You know, this is going to feel real bad when I listen back later.
I know. That's why I'm doing it. Incidentally, he didn't. He was actually a really nice camp counselor.
I thought Stan the Man
He
was
was
super
really
cool.
nice. He really. I'm fucking around, guys.
Yeah.
He really, didn't do that to me.
Thank you for... you ruined it with the last two words. You ruined it with the last two words. All right. Well, I think that's enough learning for one day. We will be back in another week with Chris's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Again, as we are imploring you already, please review us on iTunes and Google Play. Subscribe. Let your friends know.
Yeah,
tell
thank
them
you.
how horrible this show
Yeah,
is.
tell him how blasphemous and
Tell them to check into this dumpster fire every week.
yeah. Seriously, if you guys are listening, Morty,
Morty, if you're listening.
if you're listening and you have friends who you think would like this, please don't hesitate to share this with them.
Yeah.
Because we really would like more people to listen to it. I think.
We're good to have on while you're driving.
Yep.
While you're pooping.
something
Fucking-
something to listen to while you're playing video games on your computer or while you're in church.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, you're supposed to be thinking about God or something.
While you're at Camp Fitch,
you just got your headphones in. Everyone thinks it's football. Nope. Three dudes.
Three dudes.
Three dudes.
Nope. Three dudes.
Nope. Nah, that's it. Nope.
And that's the three dudes promise.
Yep.
Nope.
Nope.
Three dudes.
That funeral you're at getting a little too boring.
Yep.
Just pop in your headphones, play a little three dudes
Yeah,
on your
that's it.
Nana wants to
smartphone.
see you laugh in heaven anyway.
You're right.
Yeah.
Drink a beer, get jacked off by the camp counselor, go to bed.
We will see you in another week when Chris hosts an episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.